Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Spooky Japan Podcast. We're happy to see you guys back. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Dana
Oh,
Louise. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing well. It's still pretty hot here in Japan.
Yikes. What's the temperature? I mean, like, you're probably Celsius. I'm Fahrenheit. What is it for you guys today?
I think it's in Fahrenheit. So it's been in high 90s with like the same in humidity. So it's been feeling
Ew.
extra hot.
Oh, ouch. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cruel. And
the
I have
heat doesn't get you the humidity will like it. Yeah, like
and I have curly hair. Like I'm a frizz bomb. Like that's why
Yeah,
I have my
mm-hmm,
yeah.
hair really long because otherwise
mm-hmm,
I'd look like Bozo the clown.
mm-hmm.
I don't have luxurious, silky, long hair like a lot of women in Japan do. I know I'm a frizz bomb, so that would not work for me. I'm
Um,
just like, wow.
and if you
Yeah,
go
that's what.
near
Yeah,
the
I
ocean,
always. Yeah, that's
it's
why I
really
always
bad.
put my hair in a ponytail. If I know it's I go outside, then yeah, I flop up pretty bad.
Oh my gosh.
and
Must feel like
and
a wall, like you're hitting a wall.
and it
Yeah,
sticks to your hair. All it's your hair sticks to your body all over the place because it's so hot.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And if I go near the ocean, I get blonde up here. So yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
oh my
It's
god.
not good. It's not good at all.
Oh, oh my god, that's so funny.
I was telling Irene before I moved to Japan, I didn't know humidity could get so high that you could literally see it.
Hmm.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, like it's so humidity is so high here because it'll be in the upper 90s, sometimes even like almost 100%. That
Hmm.
I'll be,
Oh,
I was waiting for the elevator to take my dog out one day, and I was just looking at the trees, and you can basically see humidity. Like it's almost like a what, clear fog? I don't know how to explain
right,
it. I've never seen it
right.
Yeah.
before.
That's cool.
It's
That's cool.
almost like when you put something on the barbecue and it does this in the air. That's
Mm.
almost what it looks like. It's like it's we call it kagero, meaning that it has weight, it has movement to it.
Wow. Wow.
Like
That's
how do you want your
interesting.
eggs done? You want steak with your eggs? I'll cook it outside on the concrete.
Yeah, pretty much. Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's crazy. Well, anyway, thank you guys for
Hmm.
reaching out and having me on your show. I'm like, I don't even know how we connected. Doesn't even matter, but I'm just so glad and happy to meet your audience and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I hope we get to some things that'll be of interest to
We
them,
have
you
a lot of
know.
fun. We have a lot of
Yeah,
we go
that's good.
We
paranormal and then it
do.
goes sideways.
Oh, goody,
So
good, good. Yeah, because man, we can go. Oh my God, we can go anywhere. Like, so I don't know, a little bit about me. I wrote a book, I wrote a memoir. I was like
hmm.
hesitant to do it, la
Hmm.
la la. Um, because it's just my life has just been so crazy. There's just been so many things that I've been in denial and trying to like, shh, this never happened because I wanted to
Yeah.
be normal. I wanted to be normal and fit in. Like that's been my story since elementary school. Like every elementary school kid who wants to
Yeah.
fit in and be normal.
Define
So
normal.
you have
Nothing
to
you
find normal.
from
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
see for us like we are at least we're honest because
Right.
nothing's normal in this world, right? At least we're
Right.
honest about it, right? So maybe we may not be so quote unquote normal, but we're original, we're different, right? But we
You're
know
real.
we know who we are more than other people
Right.
do. Like we're honest about it, right?
Right.
So
You're real. You're real.
yeah,
You're raw
yeah,
and you're real. And
yeah.
I think in today's world right now, that is what's so important
Mhm.
because there's so much AI things going
Mm-hmm.
around, falseness, and people lying. I don't understand this lying
Yeah,
business and all this kind of
yeah.
stuff, and being false and being fake and stealing other people's things and saying it's your own and all this kind of stuff. I think we're all really, really tired about it. So I feel as if today like the gold is in truth and it's in honesty and authentic
I
being and all that
yeah.
stuff.
I think people are afraid to see the real them, so
Right.
they put on this facade.
Oh,
So I know who I am. I know I'm
right.
not like the next Joe Blow on the street. It's
Right.
okay. I don't care, right?
Right.
So I'm saying this is who I am. You don't like it?
Right.
You
Right.
can go like I don't care. I don't care. I'm I'm old enough to say I don't give a hoot. Like I'm gonna do me, you do you. That's fine. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, you're Japanese. See, I'm from Minnesota. We're so codependent.
Ugh.
I know it's horrible. Our entire structure, social structure, is like codependent. So it's kind of like you just acquiesce, and you stick to the regime kind of a thing or whatever. So you don't want to stick out. La la la. So I've been kind of hiding,
Mm,
and it's been hard for me to come out and have my voice. I
Yeah.
should have had my voice years ago, because then I would have been a maverick, if I'd have done
mm-hmm,
it like as a child. I'm talking about 3-4 years old. I'm like
mm,
judging the
mm,
world and saying, you're all gaslit. I didn't have those terms back then, but I'm
mm.
like, you guys have no clue what's going on, which is
Yeah.
really hard for a 4-year-old, blah, blah,
It's
blah. And that's been
yeah.
my life ever since. And so to function, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I had to be like, psh, psh, psh,
Yeah.
you know,
You hide behind your rock and you hope nobody sees you. And like
right. Well, how do you tell a muggle or a normie that, oh my God, I'm out there on spaceships,
oh
at night,
yeah.
or the gray
Yeah.
aliens are visiting me? I mean, like, that was my world. That's the
Yeah.
truth that I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
My entire, because it started in the crypt. So how do you function? La
Yeah.
la la. So I have a very different perspective, and
Mm-hmm.
and real and raw. But
Mm-hmm.
how do you tell all these people who are asleep, shh,
Yeah.
who really only
Yeah.
care about Doritos and
Mm-hmm.
football,
Yeah.
la la la, that, and going to work, like, no, this is what's really going on,
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Like my son, I think he was in in elementary school. I think he was about 8 or 9, and
mhm,
he could see things that nobody wants to see, right?
right,
And he couldn't tell anybody because he wasn't
mm,
the normal kid, right? So he had to
right.
hide. He had to hide, and it was so hard for him
How
because
old is he now?
27, 29.
Okay, sure.
So
Yeah,
he
about
had
the
to
same age
hide
as my
all his life.
kids.
He
Yeah.
had to hide all his life, and when he finally went to middle school, he was able to come out and
Hmm.
say things. But
But he had you, right?
yeah,
He had you,
yeah, yeah, and I
and he could
believed him.
talk to you.
And I
Yeah.
believed it. My husband was really hard because he's more of a analytical person. He's like, if
Mm,
it's not in a book, if I can't see it, if I can't smell it, if I can't feel it,
mm,
it ain't real. And
right.
it was really hard for him to bond with my son because he couldn't see
Mm,
half the stuff that he wanted him to see. But mm, yeah,
mm. But the thing of it is that science, things in books,
mm-hmm,
and this is something that I knew as a child. Like, I'm 5 years old. I literally was like, science is gonna. I'm just gonna kind of use this in a broad text. Science is gonna prove God. Science
yeah,
is gonna prove this other world,
yeah,
because this other world is scientific. I mean,
mm-hmm,
it's frequency and all.
yeah,
It's based on frequency and stuff like that. And
yeah,
the observer effect and all these kinds of things, quantum physics and everything. So it's kind
mm-hmm,
of like, I love it. And I was
mm-hmm,
like, there was a part of me when I was a child, I'm like, there was a part of me that was excited. Like, I know this is going to happen. I know all of
mm-hmm,
this exposure is going to happen. And I said it to my sister. I'm like, I don't mean to say it in this text, but I mean, this is me growing up in a religious background. I'm like, the end times are coming. The end times. She
mm-hmm,
goes, oh, every generation thinks that. And I'm like, no, this is different. This is different.
yeah,
And the thing of it is like, it's been exponential, blah, blah,
mm-hmm,
blah, through the human race and blah, blah, blah. But
mm-hmm,
really now there are certain things that are going on, like CERN and
mm-hmm,
whatever, that is actually making these shifts happening. I know, I think we all
mm-hmm,
feel it, and I think even the normies or the muggles, whatever you want to call them, they're
mm-hmm,
feeling the offness. And I think it really, really kind of happened in 2020 with the whole,
mm-hmm.
you know, pandemic and all that kind of stuff. We're all feeling off, and I'm kind of like, do we love it?
Yeah.
Do we hate it? How do we navigate this? This is crazy stuff. And is
Yeah.
this the beginning of the whole world? And
Mhm.
like I always like, oh, this is me. It's just me. I'm weird. I'm off. But you talk to other people and they're all
Yeah.
feeling it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we're really feeling off
Mm.
since how long is it? No matter since the last earthquake, right?
Oh,
Last
We're
week,
oh.
so
What was
last
the
week,
scale?
last week we had, and this is really late in the year for earthquakes here in
yeah.
Japan,
Mm.
because I know a lot of people are just like, "Oh, you never hear about earthquakes in Japan. They don't happen that often." I'm like, they happen every year, but usually around March.
March. If they start March. They start at
Start
the
Really?
third
March,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Japan's used to earthquakes, just not this late in the year. That's what
No.
makes this one off.
How
Yeah.
is it
Here, the
seasonal? I'm like you guys need to educate me because like this sounds seasonal. How can it be seasonal? You would think earthquakes would be random. I'm
they
from Minnesota. I have
season
no clue
over
about this thing.
here, they are somehow
Yeah.
seasonal. Like they start in March, so it'd be
Yeah.
like spring is when they're used to earthquakes.
Yeah.
That
And
makes me suspicious.
they end in
I'm not
June.
buying it.
They end in June. They start in March and they end in early June. They finish in early June.
How
And that's the
long
way
is
it is here.
how long has that been seasonal? Like that just makes me I just don't
Every year,
understand that.
right? Every
Yeah, I was
year.
gonna
Like
say, I'm
for
like, it's
hundreds of
been like
years, thousands of years? It's always been in March?
Yeah.
Because this
March
It
is
to
always
this
June.
starts in
is
March.
Gaia. This is Earth talking
As
now.
soon as the spring comes, it starts.
Hmm.
And we're so like I don't know. I'm
Okay,
so
wait a
used to
minute.
it.
So is that kind of because of the harsh winter, and then some of these pulls and all these kinds of things like ice breaks, this, that, warming, la la. Is that why you're kind of having so to me, I would say, oh, it's not really an earthquake because I've never
Oh no,
understood
it's an
earthquakes to be
earthquake,
seasonal.
especially where Irene is. They call it the Ring of Fire, and that's because that's, I think, I don't know, that's where fault is or something. That's where most of the epicenters are of
Yeah.
earthquakes here in
Yeah.
Japan.
I'm sorry, I just thought it was random, like in
No.
Italy,
No.
like it's just freaking random.
No.
It's
Oh,
No.
wait a minute. I mean, like sometimes I swear I can keep it down.
It's okay. We don't care.
Okay.
I mean I
Anyway, I'm
mean
sorry.
my air conditioner is attached to the wall. It's plumbed to the wall. And when we had a certain earthquake, like it was like there was a gap this big, and I said, "We better call the guy to bring down the earthquake, to bring down the wall, and we have to fix this wall because this thing is gonna fall down, and it's $5,000 to replace, right?
Holy
So
crap. Oh,
yeah,
I mean, holy
but yeah,
smokes.
it's a lot of money, right? So we
Right.
had
That's a
a
lot of
guy to
money.
open up the wall, put a beam in the wall, cross beam in the wall, patch the wall up again, and had another guy to put the air conditioner back on the wall. But because, yeah, I mean, it's gonna like even though my house is 4 years old, right? It's still brand new.
Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, it can be dangerous, right? It's scary, and you get things falling down off the walls, and then you have to hold the furniture up. Like, yeah, okay, I got it. I'm holding up the china cabinet. Okay, and if it's at 4 a.m., I'm going back to bed. Good night. Don't bother me. Like I pull the
What
covers
the
on my head. Forget about it. I'm not holding up nothing. If the thing falls, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Wow.
But
That's
there's
just
some
crazy.
earthquakes here that they're not in the news in America. That's
No,
No,
one thing
no.
I learned is it's
Right.
not earthquakes happen here. America does not hear about them.
No.
It's the news. They report where they want to. Obviously, Japan earthquakes,
Right.
nothing unless it's
Well, to be fair, it's kind of like you're not really going to hear in Japan about tornadoes, but literally I'm dumbstruck and I'm going to reach out to my friend, my son's best friend who grew here in Shoreview, Minnesota, and he's a geologist and he lives in Japan now. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know what part of Japan he is, and he's
mm-hmm.
amazing, but I'm kind of like, what? Seasonal? I just thought earthquakes were just this random thing. But I mean, it might be seasonal because, like I said before, winter, spring, Arctic shifts, plate
Mm-hmm.
shifts, in heat and la la la. I don't know. Like that's the only thing my mind can come up with, but that's amazing. I mean, the earth is amazing. And I'm just going to say, and because a lot of people worry about the earth, and I do too, and
Mm-hmm.
we all need to be like, and we can get into this later or in a minute or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because there's this dystopian overlay that the powers that be want to have, but the rest of us want to keep it green and very beautiful in the way it is
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like we need to so I've been to many shaman medicine people, and they're like, you don't think that Gaia, they don't say Gaia, you don't think that the earth can heal herself? Because
No.
we humans, we are, no, they say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But however, it might not be conducive to humanity because we
No.
are a plague. I mean, like what we're doing is a plague. We're
Yeah.
Yeah.
really, I mean, like literally, if you look at Earth, like, because I look at Earth like an atomic cell or something like that, because
Mm-hmm.
like I look at everything
Mm-hmm.
in existence as circular. So sorry, flat earth people, but circular. And like, la la la, so all the, so it's kind of like, I know that Demodex, this like little icky guy, is all over my face, and he thinks I'm his planet, and he's like doing whatever my face. It's disgusting. And I know it's amoebas, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that there's atoms, like there's worlds within worlds within worlds, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the planet Earth and we think we're something, but oh my God, you just like boop, 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 and back it up half a second. And
Yeah.
we're like, we are amoebas. We
Yeah.
are Demodex.
Ye-
We're, yeah, nothing, so it's
The
kind of like,
insects. If we die off, the insects will always be surviving, and
right.
they
Earth will
have the ability to
survive.
survive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until the sun goes supernova and then bye. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I super love my descendants, and I'm sorry, but in a billion years, I will love you. But
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
will love you, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
I'm
is
But
one thing
I
we've
for,
debated
I
on the
failed to right tell you, every time we get a major earthquake, we get things flying in the sky.
what? What kind of things? Like, are you having like, oh my God, sea creature kind of things, like
No
alien sea?
UFO type things,
Okay, like
flying saucers in the air.
serious. Okay, because it's
so
I'm
interesting.
serious.
that goes with the theory of they're either living, because some people believe that they live on our Earth, others
Hmm.
believe that they might be living in our oceans.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Well,
they're
that's
because
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're just like, we don't
So
even know 90% of the ocean, so they kind of
Exactly.
think maybe
yeah.
aliens figured out how to live deep in
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then,
So they
Yeah.
so people
Duh.
yeah. So people look up in the sky in Japan now instead of
Oh,
looking the damage, because they know they see flying objects in the sky,
right.
and they're always near the nuclear power plants,
Oh,
because we
yeah.
have such weird weather in Japan. You
Right.
cannot have wind, you cannot have
Hmm.
you cannot have anything like that, because the hurricanes come and they go like the wind, like yeah.
Holy moly.
We're in the middle of one hurricane now, that's it's hurricane.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah.
Um.
But I
So just
mean,
a little bit about your people, like your audience that doesn't know me. I've been a contactee since infancy. The Grays started to come visit
mm,
me, and I remember that, like, I'm in the crib with diapers and all that kind of stuff, and like that happened for a good 8 to 10 years.
mm-hmm,
I mean, I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis just so people are like,
mm-hmm,
who the heck is this lady?
yeah,
Anyway, and at that point, I was taken to a tarmac, and
mm-hmm,
Air Force One rolled up, and Pat Nixon and Tricky Dick got out. The voice, I have this great voice. I don't know if I think it's my oversoul or whatever, my
mm-hmm,
intuition or guardian angel. I don't even know.
yeah,
Um, said to me, so here, I'm going to just bring this forward. Hopefully you can kind of
special
see.
guests.
Oh, special guest, but you can see that there's a date and it says Rochester, October, whatever. Special guest Dana, la la la, presidential visit. There we go. That kind of looks
mm-hmm,
good.
yeah,
Anyway, so Pat gets off at Air Force One, walks up to me, hands me a long
mm-hmm,
stem rose, blah blah blah. Just recently, I wrote a memoir, and just recently, I believe a white hat or a CIA guy. I don't even know. I'm sure most of you people know what white hats are. This is amazing stuff. Because I think a lot of these people now that are with the CIA, FBI, and all these kinds of government
Mhm.
programs are like have had enough and they want disclosure. So he literally gave me a file on my dad,
Mhm.
who I didn't know was talking and working with NASA. He was at Wright Patterson, deconstructing
Mhm.
the or de whatevering the Roswell stuff. And so I think
Mhm.
I was traded for alien technology. I'm trying to give a
Mhm.
brief synopsis,
Mhm.
whatever. Anyways,
Subnautis.
yeah, well, easy. And like I'm just gonna like go really, really quick. And then like these two dudes, these guys showed up, and Whitley Strieber saw these guys, and it's kind of hard to see, but you guys can go to my Facebook and my
Mhm.
DanaLouise.com. And then this guy, this dude right here, and he's wearing a
Mhm.
white Speedo, a black Speedo.
Mhm.
So anyway, on this particular night, we don't have to get into it, but they took my DNA and my husband's DNA and blah 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 blah
Oh.
blah. And I've met angels, ghosts, I've been brought up to heaven, I have transformed an entire event room holographically, like a
Mhm.
holodeck. Like I didn't even know I could do that. Like
Mhm.
I'm freaking myself out. Like I
Mhm.
haven't, like I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't think it's, people are like, are you a star seed and all this kind of, I don't get in that, sorry, crap.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm a human. I have, I'm an earthling. I'm an earthworm. I call myself an earthworm because, like, the worms below us, like, they have
Mhm.
no idea what the moon
Mhm.
is or Doritos or football. And I'm,
Mhm.
and I'm like, us humans, we're just as benighted. We're benighted. We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know. So that's where I start from. I don't know. I have more questions than answers, but I've gone through a lot of stuff. I've met a lot of things. Like I
Mhm.
have this book, and
Mhm.
the first reason why, like everybody's like, my whole life, oh, you should write a book. You have to write a book. Like, oh, it's in my star chart. All these like psychics. I'm like, a book about what? What? My
Mm.
in-laws? My in-laws, my marriage, like what?
Oh, that's gonna be a long one, right?
Well, you have no idea. But anyway, it's huge. But anyway, yeah, it's huge. But anyway, so I'm sitting there watching a Harry Potter movie, and
Mhm.
I was like really judging Harry Potter. Like, who can judge Harry? But like, dude, like, is it okay if I swear? Like, I shit bigger than you. I'm like, well, your day, like, what? I'm like, and then I was like, oh wow,
Mm.
we're being so judgy about
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe you should write a book about your experiences. I'm like, okay, all right. So I thought it was gonna take me 9 months, like boop, like write what you know, and it took 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Because I was like, I needed to be in a good energy place and all this kind of stuff. But since
Mhm.
the book has been out, like all kinds of wheels have fallen off the bus, like the CIA guy,
Yeah.
more understanding about who and how I am, because I'm
Mm.
now reaching out to the rest of the world, which I didn't
Mm.
do. I'm 62 years old, and I should have been out there. I should have been talking about this back in the 80s, like when
Yeah.
Whitley Strieber came out. Like
Mm.
his book, I'm like, I saw this alien head. I'm like, oh, dude, like that looks exactly like, well, kind of the guys that used to visit me when I was a child. And oh my
Mhm.
God, I got so many stories, you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a little bit about me. And I'm just wrote my book. I'm starting to come out. Thank you for having me. And I can talk about all kinds of stuff. So whatever you got, whatever you want to talk about, I'm here. Let's do
One
it.
of the
Let's roll.
things we've said on this podcast before is going back with aliens is they helped us way back in the day. Like
Mm,
there's even books in the Bible not
mm.
put in that mentions aliens. There's
Mhm.
obviously the the drawings in the caves that have
Yes.
pictures of aliens, and they
Yes.
Yeah.
helped us build
Yeah.
stuff. Even here in Japan, Irene can tell you that it was
Yeah.
believed that it was aliens who taught them how to make the samurai sword.
Yeah.
So everyone's just
Really?
expecting, yeah,
Yeah.
so everyone's
Wow.
expecting them to come back and help us. And I'm like, no, I feel like now they watched, they helped us out, and now they're just kind of watching us destroy ourselves, pretty much here. Because I feel
They
Yeah,
like
even
before,
created the higher level Buddhism for the princess and prince of Japan. So the
right.
royalty have their own Buddhism, which I belong to because family tree, right? So
Shintoism,
yeah,
yeah,
Shintoism
Shintoism.
is a higher form of Buddhism, and they're only practiced by the hierarchy of Japan. So if you have blue blood in you, you practice Shintoism,
Right.
like
Right.
moi, right? And
Right.
yeah, and
But see, those are the powers that be. Those are the
yeah,
alien races that are in control.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they're in control. They're here.
yeah,
They're in power. They're
yeah,
in control to this
yeah,
day. And it's kind of
yeah,
like, hello, people do not know this. I mean, they don't understand that they are standing on a planet. They're
yeah,
a galactic being. We are aliens.
hmm,
We're aliens.
yeah,
Yeah. So no, 100%.
yeah.
100% what you're saying.
Because because they grew an ear off of Mouse's back, and they're trying to replicate a heart
Oh,
now.
okay.
So we got intestines that are man
Right.
made in Japan.
Right.
So if you have cancer and your intestines are bad, they can give you um a man made intestines that works the same way as a regular organ does.
Right. And so, okay, and I'm here in Minnesota and we have like a good friend of mine because I've been involved in the Greek community here, and
Hmm.
she is a professor at the University of Minnesota, and she was one of the first people that made a heart with no blood cells in it and everything like
Hmm.
that. And both of my
Yeah.
children have worked with her, and
Yeah.
we know her, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. All of this is well and good,
Hmm.
but all of this is old school.
Yeah.
What's really well, there's med beds.
Hmm.
Number one. So everybody's like the med beds. So here's what we're doing right now. And I'm
Hmm.
sorry if I'm going into this. Um the powers that be, there's too many people, we
Hmm.
already tried to have
Hmm.
one thing to doff a lot of
Hmm.
humans that we didn't really need. Let's get rid of these guys, la la
Yeah.
la. So there's med beds that are like super amazing, but they're
Hmm.
not going to bring it out. They're like
No.
just doing all this grinding, old school, just to keep the public entertained.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe there's a cure for cancer. There's a freaking cure for cancer, people.
There is a
And we
freaking
there's
cure for
have,
been
cancer.
there's been for a while.
yeah,
It's been here for a long time, right?
I know,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
they're calling. They're still calling. They're like like they're just getting. So everybody, this is why you need to eat well,
Yeah.
sleep well, do
Yeah.
things well, because the culling is coming.
Yeah.
Get yourself a ham radio, all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Get yourself set up. I mean, like, I don't mean to be a super prepper or doomer or
No.
anything. I'm
No.
just talking about the choices that you have at the grocery store. I'm just talking about simple choices, all these kinds of things to help
Yeah.
you be.
Yeah.
Here's my tagline: whole holy humans. I'm trying to
Hmm.
help people be a whole holy human. So okay, so we got all this crap that we're being shoved down, and like, just don't start on the pharmaceutical
Hmm.
trail, because once you start, if it's helping one organ, it's hurting another. It's
Yeah.
horrible, and you're on this gerbil wheel, and then they kill you. That's how that is. So
Yeah.
you can heal yourself through food, and I think
Hmm.
Japan is huge on this. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, you guys,
Yeah.
you know oh my god,
We have certain types of vegetables that you eat
oh my god,
for this part for your kidneys,
right,
for your intestines,
yeah,
for your pancreas and every part.
right.
Yeah.
And the grandmas know, and the grandmas know the
Yeah.
soups. The
Yeah.
grandmas know the soups. The grandmas know the herbs. The grandmas know the things. And this is wisdom. This is being a whole holy human. I mean, like in Japan, you got it going on. And over here in the US, okay, so, well, I gotta say
Yeah.
Japan has a lot of prepackaged food, but just like your grandma's gonna tell you not to eat that crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stick to the
Yeah.
seaweed.
Yeah.
But over here in the US, like that's what they see, and this is the culling because if they set you up with all these chemicals and these bad foods and the bad
Yeah.
water and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
you're gonna die. So that's how you take control of that. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what's going on right now. And then when the culling happens, and a lot of people are feeling it, and I don't want to put it into the energy, but a lot of people are feeling this, that there's this timeline of then a lot of humans leave, and then they can bring out the med beds. But this is still really old school stupid crap because the rest of the galaxy, the rest of the universe is way, way, way billions of years beyond that. We're
Yeah.
stupid. We're earthworms. We
I
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to help each other and everything like that. But like seriously, in Japan, like stick
Yeah.
to the old school diet. That
Yeah.
is how you will achieve to be
Yeah.
a centenarian. Like that's how you will achieve to be 100 years old. You should be able to be 130 years old if you live on the island of Japan. You should
Yeah.
be able to do that through fish and
Oh, they
all of
think
these
we're
fantasy.
coming up with medicine soon that people are gonna live to at least 2,000 years. And I was like,
Yeah.
honestly, the way humanity is going, I don't know that I don't want to live 2,000 years.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to either. I mean,
No,
like,
neither do I. Like, I want to have a good life now, and I want to die happy, right? I don't want to
You know,
live.
they're
right,
saying babies today are being born into the timeline where there's going to be medicine that's going to keep extending their lives to, they
Yeah.
believe,
right,
2,000 years. And I'm like, yeah, but it's humankind. I mean, you talk
Yeah.
to the newest generation, you're just like, what?
right.
What are you
But
talking
however, the warning is for these children is
Mm.
not to become AI.
Yeah.
Because that is what's being shoved down our throats right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. La
Yeah.
la la. Here's a phone. Here's some earplugs.
Yeah.
Here's some glasses. Here's
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
surgical eyepieces. Here's an implant.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
next thing you know, we're the Borg. And
Yeah.
that because I met a galactic AI. I didn't understand it at the time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is kind of like, I don't mean to say religious part or spiritual part, but here is the part of like good versus evil, humanity, whole holy humans, versus people who can give and love, who can creator, because we create. Women, we are a portal. Our wombs are portals into this planet, right? As a water astronaut, like that's amazing, like all of that kind of stuff, versus AI, which can't do any of that. They can like construct a lot of things, they can really be creative, but they can't they're not creators.
No.
So what's happening though, these children, and we have all this, oh, AI, and isn't it great? It's just subtle. I mean, like you could say the one thing like, oh, your house is a smart house and they could shut you down. That's all political stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we need to be aware and worried about that or concerned, and but it's about our humanity
Yeah.
of being whole holy humans and keeping our spirits and our souls, because they're going to try to start to like about 10 years ago, they were going to implant people with these little chips so they could go to work and like, boop, oh, I want these chips, boop, I want a sandwich. They're trying to do all that stuff, but it literally, they're rolling it out and it seems so sweet. It seems so nice. But that's how they do it. It's just subtle.
Dana, I'm gonna ask you: did you, when you were having children, did you know? Did you wanted a boy or girl, or were you wishing that you had a boy or girl? You know what? I'm gonna tell you one thing. Because I think it was 2000 or even 1990 or 2000. We have the technology to say, you can go to your gynecologist and say, I want a boy. Okay, I'll make sure you get a boy, so you can have a boy. And you say, I want a girl. Okay, we'll make you so you can have a girl. That's what you do now. That's what they
Right.
do
Not
here.
just Japan,
Right.
but I heard that back in America
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah. Oh,
people were
that's
telling
common
me in
here.
the late
Yeah. Yeah.
90s, early
Oh,
2000s, one of those
100%.
where people were
Yeah.
saying that people, because we're talking about genetics and how some people are
Yeah.
not happy their
Yeah.
kid is born. Just this genetics, they're hoping they're not born.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
genetics on this side of the family,
Yeah.
they're saying,
Yeah.
well, nowadays, I don't even know where you get, I don't know where you can get this done in America, but I heard this. Like, you can go
Yeah.
somewhere, spend a lot of money, and a
Mhm.
scientist will go ahead and take the mother's eggs,
Yes.
mother's
Yeah,
sperm,
And
they're
create
doing
a
it.
boy and a
put it
girl.
into
Yeah,
a
they're doing
machine,
it.
Create
put it
whatever
into
you
a
want.
machine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and put a machine,
Yeah.
kind of spin it around, and they bring, you want your
Yeah, they
child
do it.
blue eyes done,
Yeah.
blonde
Yeah.
I
hair done, this height
Yeah.
done, this
Yeah.
smart done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I know a lot of people that are doing that right here,
Yeah.
and they just think it's commonplace. However, here's the other thing. During COVID, I watched this because it was hilarious. Well, not hilarious. It was tragic. Okay. My best friend, her daughter was trying to get pregnant, all these kinds of things. And she got I'm sorry, but I'm like, she got the shot. I'm not about it. I'm sorry for your audience. You can judge me, you can hate me. I don't care. Because I thought it was like, ugh. Anyway, a lot big story. Anyway, so her daughter got the shot, and I'm like, no, like she was trying to have babies. And then all the babies, like they had all these petri dishes and all these babies, and they were selecting the babies and stuff like that. And it was like, no, no, no. And they were spending so much money for this fertility stuff and choosing these children and all this kind of stuff. But I've been also told that a lot of these children from people who got the shot, a lot of these children were not whole, holy humans. And I'm just going to put that there so that they didn't want these children to be born. That's why infertility things, they didn't let them have these children. Now, a lot of that's conspiracy, but I watched my girlfriend go through it with her daughter. And I just wanted to say, she keeps having the shot. I'm intuitive and all these kinds of things. I'm like, I know what's going on here. I'm like, please tell your daughter not to get the shot. I'm like, because she kept doing it. I'm like, please stop, please stop, please stop. Now she's had a baby and all that kind of stuff. But literally, yeah, they're selecting through the infertility programs. That's a whole nother thing. And that's why we're having a problem.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
These are the things that are not said in the United States. This whole abortion thing. I'm like, can we get into that? I'm like, this is gonna be, but the whole abortion thing is that it's just not about having a baby or not having a baby. It's more about oh god, now my thought is even going away. The whole abortion thing, oh god, why am I spacing it? Oh, there must be some filter going on that doesn't want me to say it.
Oh, you have a spirit with you that says don't talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not going to talk about it. Yeah. They just took it away. My point. Yeah. Yeah, that happened. So I'm sorry. But I mean, it's just that there's a lot of infertility things that are going. Oh, I know. The one thing I can say, that is one thing, the division between the Democrats and the Republicans, the abortion thing, it's about souls versus souls being taken away. That's a thing. And nobody talks about it in the whole because they can't talk about it publicly.
Yeah.
So it's a religious thing. And I wrote about it in my book. I stand on two sides of that whole thing. La 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 la. But there's this going on in the background, just so people know that this is why it's so convoluted and such a hot thing. It's more than what they're saying. It's more than what they're saying. It's more about being whole, holy humans. It's more about also there's some ceremonies that are going on. If you want to get into that whole thing, and that's deep. Anyway,
Yeah.
and that's probably why my little voice said, "Let's not go there."
Yeah.
Don't go there. Let's not talk about that one. So let's back it up. Switch. Yeah. I mean, anyway.
You're okay. You're okay.
Thank you.
I get voices come in and they say you're not supposed to talk about that. I go okay.
I know, I know, I know. But anyway, so my whole thing is whole holy humans. How do we do this? Okay, because I think your audience would be interested in this. So I've had a lot, like I've been on the space programs, I've been on ships, I've been a lot like all this kind of stuff. And what I'm witnessing right now, I'm 62. Okay. So I've gone to rock and roll concerts. I've gone to concerts my whole life, right? Ooh, all this kind of stuff. But there's spell casting going on, which is also with the programming and TV. And people need to be aware of when they're watching TV, watching anything, we have to be mindful. Because a lot of these concerts, especially rock and roll, and I don't mean to say it, it's not all rock and roll, but there's a lot of it. It's a lot of some of them are flat out demonic and they have the symbols, but a lot of them are like a lullaby. But it's spell casting. It's spell casting. And there's a lot of that in the television, the programming, the broadcasting. They are spell casting. And this is a part of being a whole holy human, is to be mindful of these kinds of things. Because as I said before, AI can't create. They're not creators. So they need us. They need our thought forms.
Yeah.
They need, because it's thought, word, and deed. That's kind of a whatever Christian thing or a religious thought, word, and deed, but it's very, very true. They can't do that. They can't they don't have portals to bring in new life to this planet. So they have to use us. So that is why during TV shows and all these kinds of things, we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
We have to be careful about this dystopian future that they want. They want this shitty future. We have to literally be mindful and always choosing Gaia, always choosing the green, always choosing the farm, always choosing, humans, to be whole holy human. I mean, for me, this is my big, this is my thing. This is out of everything I've gone through, everything I've learned is like, we have to stay humans because they're going to try to destroy us, control us, make us a part of AI. The Borg, they're going to try to make us like the Borg.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that is what's really going on. And so thank you guys also for holding space for all of this conversation.
Yeah. That's not the first time I heard music as a chant, because it is a superstition that happy birthday is a chant made to age you.
Yeah.
Oh, what chant is made to age you?
Happy birthday. The song.
Oh, that could be
You're
true.
like, well, if you think about it, you break it down, it's actually like a chant kind of, or a spell kind of.
Damn.
So they're like, if you don't have so the thing is, if you don't have someone singing happy birthday, you're not supposed to age as much that year.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm going to have some other song, but I mean, like, seriously, because I've sat for at least 10 years in medicine ceremonies with medicine plants, and we use sacred songs and sacred words. Words are spelling. People need to understand what sigils are. The alphabet is a sigil. These are very powerful spells that people don't understand. We are being surrounded by. So yes, when I say your name, this is why I think in Japan, I know in other Asian cultures, you can't name your child the name of the emperor or something like that, because
or
even
you can't
in
name
English,
your child the person who died before you, because that would happen to your child in a sense, because your child will get the same illness and die. So you have to choose a whole new name to name your child.
Because it's frequency. It's frequency and vibration. That's what singing is. That's what music is. That's why Martin Luther was about singing. Like all of these kinds of things. It's rich and it's beautiful. It's rich and it's beautiful. And that's where we have to stay. But the other powers that be are using it negatively. And here's the thing. In the United States, it's illegal to use sound as a weapon.
Yeah.
That is a law, which
Mm-hmm.
means to say that
Mm-hmm.
sound can harm you, which
Yep.
means to say the opposite is true, that
Mm-hmm.
sound can heal you. So when
Yeah.
I'm in sacred medicine ceremonies and we're singing songs, we literally, our voices
Mm-hmm.
ride a wave and we
Mm-hmm.
vibrate. We're sending
Yeah.
frequency. So it's not
Yeah.
only the vibration of the song and the music, but it's
Yeah.
also the structure of the words, which
Yep.
is broken down into the sigils. It's just
Mm.
very complicated. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
When I
beautiful.
cleanse a house, I
Mm,
I use the Lord's Prayer, but
there
I
you go.
say it from here. I say it
Mm-hmm,
from here, so it
mm-hmm.
works. And you know what?
Ah,
All of it is all spells that you use. Every prayer that you use is all
yes.
spells that you use. They're like when they say, "Oh, you can't do that because you're going to be a witch." I said, "What do you think prayers are? What do you
Right.
think this is? What do you think when you say something from the Bible? What do you think
Sacred
that is?
chants.
You don't think that's not a spell? It is a spell to heal. It's a spell
Exactly.
to fix. It's a spell
Right.
to remove.
Yes.
Yeah." And
Yes.
they said, "Nah." Like, see, I grew up in the Catholic religion, okay, and
Yes.
yeah, and I learned how to use this when I go to cleanse a house,
Mm-hmm.
when I go to remove the spirits, when I cross over spirits. I use certain words that I use, which is a spell, which makes
Exactly.
the thing work, right?
Right. Exactly.
And
And see, that's the thing. Jesus talked about that stuff. So the
yeah,
so the so the bad harm illness is that the
yeah,
satanic people, the negative people, they know when they work their spells, they work it. But we've been told somehow through those people who started
yeah,
to control these religions
yeah,
that if you use these things, if you use your powers that be, oh, you're
yeah,
satanic, you're wrong. But I'm
yeah,
sorry, if you believe in the Jesus Christ story,
yeah,
he talked about that. He's like,
yeah.
as I can do, so can you also, and you so shall you do. But
Mm-hmm.
we don't. So many people, I get very upset because like so many people are like, oh well, Lucy, you should pray for Cindy. And Lucy will go, and now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord, whatever. But
Yeah,
she doesn't really believe that her energetic field is
yeah,
going out to heal
yeah,
that person. And
yeah,
that is the shame, and that is the crime, and that is the
yeah,
sin, is that
yeah.
we've been told if
Mm-hmm.
we do these things or whatever,
Yeah,
that we're sinful or satanic. No,
yeah,
we need to be whole, holy humans. We need to be in our divinity and in our
mm,
power
yeah.
and using the frequency and the light, the
Mm-hmm.
light. Because if we
Mm-hmm.
shine the light, the darkness dissipates. And
Yeah,
we are so chronic right now on this.
yeah.
Yeah, see, your cat even knows.
You see,
Like,
the thing is that
yes.
I can't stand it because I quit going to church, okay?
Yeah,
Because that one reason. You can't do this. You
right,
can't be doing that. You can't be doing this for
right,
people, or you can't be doing that because you can't be seeing stuff. I said,
right.
why not?
Oh,
If
Jesus
Lord
didn't.
gave, if
Yeah,
God
well,
gave
they
me
have to
this,
make it a choice too.
if God gave me this
Right.
gift, why can't I
Yes.
use it to help people? Like
Right.
if I said I'm gonna pray for you, I mean it that
Right.
I'm gonna pray for you, and I mean it that I'm gonna help you heal. Right?
Exactly.
That's what I do. It's not my words; it's what I put in my energy, put into it. The
Yeah. Everything.
yeah, and
Thought, word, and deed, man. Like you're the
yeah,
divine spark, man. You
yeah,
are the conduit of God
yeah,
here. That's
yeah,
who you are. That's
yeah,
who everybody is. And
yeah,
that's why we all have to wake up and do it. Because
yeah,
then we can scatter those stupid, like negative
yeah.
Nellies,
Or
whatever.
the no the skeptics are what I'm not saying skeptics are
Yeah.
bad, but I mean yeah, I mean
The satanic ones,
yeah,
the
you gotta
bad.
understand that I do this for the love of people. And they
Mhm.
said, "How much do you charge?" I said, "I don't charge a penny
Right.
because I'm doing this for humanity. I'm doing this because
Mhm.
I care
It's
for you.
not
I'm doing this because
something.
I love you. You know."
It
Right.
was when I first got into the paranormal. It was an unwritten rule amongst the paranormal investigators. You don't charge to help people. And
Right.
now
Yeah,
nowadays, teams are using that fear to charge
Right.
people.
Right. right? And people ask me all the time, oh, do you do healings and stuff like that? And then like, that's a long story. And I'm like, no, but a lot of times I say to people, can I pray for you? That's
Yeah.
how I put it. I'm like, can I pray for you? And that's an easy way. And they're like,
Mm.
okay. And then I go in and do my work, and I don't charge them. What I do
No.
is I sit back and I watch. I'm like,
Mm.
because I'm experimental. I'm like, did that really happen? I'm always
Yeah.
questioning, did that
Yeah.
really happen? And God always gives me a positive note, or
Yeah.
I'll see their healing. I'll see
Yeah.
this or that or something like that. But I'm always questioning. I don't mean
Yeah.
to say it, but I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I always want to know, is this true? Is this real? Is this holy? All these kinds of things. But yeah, yeah, and the American natives and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you do a nippy or sweat lodge, you're not supposed to be charging. And I get really sick and tired of people like, oh, it's $30 or it's $50 or it's $100 to do a sweat lodge. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you people? This
Yeah.
this is not how, this is not for you to live off of. And
No.
like, because I'm not living off of the work that I do. This is what
No.
we do. This is sacred work. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Unfortunately, though, people are using it.
Unfortunately.
yeah.
People, I'm in a demonology group, and the other day I was reading something where this girlfriend was posting because she was like, I don't know what to do. My boyfriend feels like he has an attachment. He found someone online who says he can do cleansing and charged
Hmm.
him, and he did it through a photo of him, but then he kept requesting him to send him more money,
Oh, okay.
Oh
and
Well,
he kept
yeah.
God.
Oh my
sending him more,
God.
and he keeps sending him more money, and I don't know what to do,
Like,
and everyone's
oh
just
my
like,
God.
unfortunately,
It's
Really?
like a spiritual catfish, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
everyone's like, well, unfortunately,
Oh
that
my
dude is
God.
preying off of your boyfriend's fear to get money. There's nothing you can really do
Yeah.
Well,
until,
there's a lot of dumbassery going around at that
yeah,
Oh
point.
yeah.
And it's kind of like, but the thing of it is, the person that's charging and that
Yeah.
person that's in error,
Mm-hmm.
I laugh because what I do, like, a lot of people like, blah, 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 like, oh, they curse or something like that. Oh, no, 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 not me. I pray for their perfection. I pray
Yeah.
for their healing. I pray for
Yeah.
their karma, because that's what'll get them, because
Yeah.
like, they're in error. And if I
Yeah.
pray for your healing and your karma, and at the
Mhm.
same time I pray for mine, it's not
Yeah.
like I'm sending a bad vibe to you. I'm praying for your perfection and your whole holy human
Yeah.
healing. I'm
Yeah.
praying for all those things, and I'm praying for mine at the same time, because guess what?
Yeah.
I know where mine's going, and I know
Yeah.
I'm going to benefit, and I know
Yeah.
where you might get a lesson.
Yeah.
Those people might get a lesson. And so it's bad, but how stupid can some people be? Like, you
Yeah.
start paying for, I mean, that's desperate, and I'm sorry. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but there's a little bit about wake up,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little
that's why I
bit of
don't
lesson.
answer. That's why I don't answer the people who always message you or
Oh,
post
yeah.
to give you a free reading, because I already
Right.
know it's gonna end in, I see a demonic attachment if I don't get, if you don't send me $250 or whatever amount, but it's usually it's $250. I don't know why. If you send me two
That's
hundred
weird.
fifty dollars, I can cleanse it, but
Right.
I have to do it soon, or it's gonna unalive you and your family. And I'm like,
I go.
just shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first
Like,
of all, I say to people, well, like, because like I'm a Reiki master teacher, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, after I got all that, I'm like, because it was like a lot of people like to stay in their drama. So it's
yeah.
like, no matter what I did, it's kind of like
Yeah.
a hoarder. I can come in and I can clean your house out, but until you're ready to actually clean house,
Yeah.
I'm just wasting my time, because you need to clean house and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, that's
Yeah.
on you. So a lot of this is on that person. Like,
Yeah.
they need to do,
Yeah.
everybody has to do. That's why we're here. That's why we're
Yeah.
3D.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
dense. This
Yeah.
is a dense frequency. This is an amazing school. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be here. So we are lucky that we are, but you
Yeah.
have to clean up on aisle 9 and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's what it is. But that's the thing. We need to be mindful of
Yeah.
the situations, because
Yeah.
it's amazing, all the stuff that's happening. I
Yeah.
mean, like, I can watch it, I can see it,
Yeah.
I can do, and you guys too, and your
Yeah.
audience as well. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there that aren't. And so, like,
Yeah.
that's one part of my book just got to say this and put this in, because I'm like, there's one take, because I do some energy lessons at the back of the book. I didn't want to do them. They will shock you if you don't think you have powers, holy powers. These lessons will help you get there, so that you know that you're a real person in this divinity and you are working with it. But oh, where was I gonna go with that? Oh, that just kind of went away. But
yeah. You got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful because they're just saying they're giving you another warning.
Oh, I know what it was.
Say.
Yeah.
And don't give away
the
too
kindness.
much.
No. The kindness.
Yeah.
This is my takeaway with the book. Kindness.
Yeah.
Because it's free and we can all do it, and it's so juicy and delicious. So that's how we can push back on the negative powers that be. If we walk around every day, and I don't care if it's your kids, like if you don't even leave the house, whatever it is, if you're online or something, kindness. Because kindness begets kindness, paying it forward, all these kinds of things. They don't want that. They want us to be fearful and angry and divided. And I'm sorry, but if I walk out the door, I don't care what door I walk out of, around the world, I see kind, loving people. It's these politicos and the religious, whatever, zealots that are doing all these negative energies for their own profit. For their own profit. And it's only going to bring them to hell. But the rest of us are still coming through the heart. And so we need to connect through the heart in acts of kindness. And I know there's books. I'm not the person to tell you about it. We all know how to do it. But even just smiling at someone, just saying, hey, your hair looks nice, or that's a nice shirt. Like, I love your outfit. I love your vibe. I don't care. If we keep doing that and we raise and we walk on and we float on that level of frequency, they can't touch us. They can't touch us, and they don't win. And the earth stays green and the children are growing and it's you know what I mean? That's the whole thing.
There's one thing that I'm going to talk about that people don't realize is that when you have these gifts, okay, they're really hard to live with sometimes. All my kids have it. All my kids got the gift. It's like you're in a secluded box. And for me, I don't go outside anymore. I can't. I just can't because I see more than I don't want to see. Okay, and they know that they can. They know that I can see them. They know that I can see them. So they come towards me. And I said, "Nah, not today. Sorry." And like you find that you're so overwhelming. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So I just have to go this way, and yeah, I hate going outside. I hate going to the grocery store.
I hear you, hon. I hear you. I used to be so outside. Yeah, I can't do it.
I hate the energy. I hate sometimes like, oh, this person's really sick. And I said, no, I mean, you're not going to do this. You're going to, like, if I see an ambulance go by, I said, oh, that person's going to die because that person's got a heart attack. I thought, shit, you did it again, right? you like, I'm doing this. I said, okay, get your head out of it. Get your head out of it. Like, yeah, it's. See, the light around me got brighter because they know what I'm talking about them, right?
Well, do you have a hard time driving? I don't know if you drive because you live in Japan.
I can't. I don't have a license.
It's so okay, but it's so hard to drive because it's like, oh my god, because like I know what other people are thinking, and they always the car, like I'm driving and they always come in and over into my lane, like I'm attractive is the law of attraction or whatever.
It's
like I get it.
It's like a magnet.
I know. And like it's real. It's not like whatever. Yeah. But it's hard for me because I get older and older and I'm like, please leave me alone. Like I don't want to drive like, oh, but we have to radiate. We have to radiate our energy. Yeah. We have to radiate our love and kindness because this is what the world needs. It needs our light. It needs your light, your light, your light, your light, your light, all of you. For me,
it's 24/7, like every day. Right. And I used to say, not take a number, not going to do this now. this is my time. I need my own time. Excuse me, like if I go to a
Yeah.
hotel room, yeah, I see that happens, and I.
Well, that's
Feel it.
hard too because then I have to clear the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh, clear
yeah,
the room.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. I just was in a hotel last weekend. It was so funny because I bring things to clear the room and stuff like that. My husband doesn't know. He has no idea.
Yeah.
He's a muggle. He's a normie. And I feel really, really bad because he married me and I never told him all this stuff because I was still in denial. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but anyway, like stuff was going on in my room. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, like it's a spirit. There was knocking and all these
Yeah.
kinds of things. I'm like, I hear you. Like, go on, go somewhere
Yeah.
else. La la
Yeah.
la. But I'm like all these things. Like I
Yeah.
hear you like going to a hotel room. Like, and I
Like
know a lot of people don't notice it. So for
no,
all of you people
no.
who might feel that your third eye isn't open, when you
Yeah.
start to hear these strange knockings, strange things
Yeah.
and stuff like that, just give yourself a minute,
Yeah.
legitimize it. Like for
Yeah.
you, this is really
Yeah.
happening. You
Yeah.
really are involved in this
Yeah.
mistura miracle
Yeah.
of the
One
Like
thing
at
I
magic.
4 a.m. in the morning, every time at 4 a.m. in the morning, I go, what the hell do you want? I go,
one thing
Oh,
I
I
love
I
know.
said, like, nah, I'm gonna go back to bed. Leave me
Yeah,
alone. Like,
yeah, yeah.
like,
Yeah, don't wake
one
me up.
thing
I don't want to go on Facebook right now.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
like,
Stop.
give me whiz. Do you mind? Like, I said, I'm still sleeping, and I wake up, and I feel like, man, I haven't had rest in 3 days. I feel like I'm like this, and then my husband goes, "What's the matter?" I'm exhausted. He goes,
I was just gonna say exhausted. Like, don't you wake
"Yeah,
up exhausted?
yeah."
Like,
I'm
I've been
like,
working all
I feel
night.
like, holy shit! And I said, "Did you get anything?" No. Like,
Oh my
the
God,
one
that's
you
thing
can
I
go
hilarious.
back
will
to bed.
say
And,
I appreciate about skeptics though is no matter
yeah,
what happens, they think there's more of a logical explanation. Like you can walk into a room and everything will be floating, and they will assume
yeah,
something. They will have some other kind of explanation for it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
And then I said, when I start typing this, no, you can't come this, you can't do this, you can't do that. And everyone's going, even when I do it on a podcast, they go, like, who is she talking to? Well, it's right here, it's right here, it's right here, it's right here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have this
Well,
window that I keep open, and
mm,
they they help me, right? When I need
aw,
help. Okay.
aw.
And I said, no, 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 we're not gonna do this. No, you gotta stop this. Don't you not gonna mess with my with what I'm doing. Like, and then all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, poof, I'd be off the podcast, and the man said, "Don't wait, she'll be back." And they, you lost your
No,
cool.
yeah, there's times where she's kicked off the podcast. There was one time where I was explaining something or telling some kind of story. All of a sudden, Irene disappears. I'm like, oh, and I'm still talking, and they're just like, "You're not concerned about Irene? Nah, she'll be back." And then she pops back up. Told you, we're used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're just, why are you
I
not
get
checking to see if she's okay? I'm like, nah, she's fine. She'll be
yeah,
back
Yeah.
in.
like I get kicked off 3 times sometimes if I talk about certain videos that
Right.
you shouldn't watch. Japanese videos that you shouldn't watch. I get kicked out again. And one time I got kicked out so bad I couldn't get back in again. So we ended the podcast.
Well, I'm gonna tell you because Amanda, I don't think I said this. This format that we're using has
Hmm.
been extremely glitchy for me. Good luck if we even make it. I probably should have told you this because like I done about 4 of them this month and none of them have come to fruition because they were so glitchy. Yeah, yeah, I get all that. But anyway, I was gonna say Irene, maybe just leave a little spirit plate at your window, like a little, like some rice or some sake or some sugar or something like that to be like, here you guys go. Don't bug me. Here you go. Here's a little treat. Go off. Here's a treat, like a trick or treater. Like, here you
Yeah.
go. La la la. Leave me alone. Like I do
Well,
that.
usually what works for me is I do this and it's gone.
Okay, that's nice.
And
Oh,
yeah,
just this one here, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I sleep on some salt. I have like a pillowcase with salt inside of it.
Mhm.
Just, I mean, like I do all kinds of weird things. I'm weird.
Yeah,
This is
try
me.
lavender. under your
I
pillows.
got lavender. So lately I got lavender in Croatia. Just beautiful. And I've been putting in taro, which is beef fat, organic beef fat, blah blah blah. And I put that in there, and then I put it on my skin and blah, before I go to bed at night. This amazing lavender, and I try all these protocols. Oh my god, it used to take me 2 seconds to go to sleep. I brush my teeth, whatever. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh my god, now I gotta spray this and do that and tape this and pray to that and set that out and make sure this my husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm old.
My husband said, yeah, what the heck are you doing? Nothing. 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 And he's the person that really doesn't understand it. And he goes, what the heck are you doing? Nothing. I'm just
being weird.
Making sure everything's nice and clearing the air, getting rid of all negative energy. He goes, okay. He goes, oh, okay.
Oh my god, that's adorable. I know. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
I mean, gee whiz,
I know. I know. It's amazing. Oh my god, you guys.
Yeah, it's just like I got these little rituals, and my husband goes, and they go, you okay? I go, I'm fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. Or sometimes I'd be talking to a dead person. I go, this to my husband goes,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm talking to a dead person. Don't worry. I mean, like this, and or I'm sitting on a bus on public transportation. I go, like this. My husband's like, what are you? And I go,
so do dead people show up as normal people for you? Because that's how they look to me. They look like solid normal people. Is that how they are for you? Yeah. So I'm kind of like, they could be at the football game, because I'm like, how people will say, hey, I thought I saw Uncle Jerry at the game or something. I'm like, after I've experienced it so much, like, you probably did, because I got hit by a ghost twice in the arm, like really hard. And it was my neighbor's dad coming to visit me, like going to work, and he slugs me a couple of times. I'm like, holy shit. And then I chased him into the bathroom. He got pissed off at me, and he walked off into the bathroom. And I was like, what am I going to find in the bathroom? Him taking a leak? Or is he going to get into fisticuffs? Because I'm like, he had a solid punch, and I'm not that person. But I'm like, it's amazing. Like, just so your audience knows, like, ghosts and angels can look like holy humans. They can look 3D corporeal.
Bathrooms have water, and water creates energy.
Yep. That's why. And that's why he walked off of there. I know. That's why he walked off into the bathroom. And, I was like,
also, yeah, he's right here with me, right here. So he's right here with me. They have this certain smells that they like. If they like cigarettes, if they like cigars, or if they have certain perfume or certain aftershave, you'll know they're there. They give you the scent first, and then you could hear their voices, and they'll show up in the apparition.
Hey, I gotta ask you, the sense, like this last month, because I know you have a lot of talents. This last month, I've been smelling a lot. Like, the scents are coming to me, like I'll be watching TV and I'm like, oh, I smell cigarettes, or I smell a sandwich, or I smell something like more than usual. It's just because I feel like the timelines and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff.
I was telling Irene before you first joined us. I was telling Irene, I was like, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, my allergies have been going off like it's beginning of spring again. And I'm like, it's late August. I don't know why I'm acting like it's February, March.
Yeah.
April time.
Because you see, in Japan, they have different trees that bloom in the fall, or in late August.
Right.
In September, you're going to get another batch of allergies coming through. That's why.
Interesting. I always find that very interesting.
Certain trees come out on this time of the year too. So yeah, that's why allergies are acting up. And a long time ago, we never had allergies, right? We never had foodborne allergies. We
Well,
never
yeah.
had we never had stuff like that. We never had these really bad allergies, right? And all
Yeah.
of a sudden, kids are allergic to peanuts. They're allergic to vegetables.
Yeah.
Gluten, they're allergic to dairy.
Yeah, they're allergic
Yeah.
to dairy. They're allergic to wheat. They're allergic to eggs. And what?
It's a program. It's a psyop program. Like
Yeah.
that's also moms and people, and like you can't feed kids this shit in a jar. Like
Yeah.
these jars are so full of sugar. They
Yeah.
might have lead in them, all this kind of
Yeah.
crazy crap. So my whole thing for young families and things that I kind of did, I'm like, hey, you should probably be eating a better diet
Mm-hmm.
That's
that
why
consists of like squashes and all those kinds of things. And so when you make your better diet of chicken and squash
Mm.
or potatoes or something like that, then you take your sub blender and you just take a little part and you go brr, 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 and you blend it, and that's what you give to your child.
Yeah.
This whole thing of these things in the jar, I can't believe it. Like my kids, like they were born in the early 90s. Maybe it was still good, but today I don't even trust organic stuff for the kids. I just
No.
really, really don't.
No.
So legit, whatever you're eating as an adult, and if you're just eating crap and you're eating chicken nuggets every
Yeah.
flipping day,
Yeah.
grow up,
Yeah.
get some real food. And if
Yeah.
you're hosting another human as a
Mm.
parent,
Yeah.
get your diet together because
Yeah.
you want to be grow old. So
Yeah.
eat the good foods. And in Japan,
Yeah.
hello.
isn't
But
Lunchables being recalled now?
probably, but you know that they
Lunchables,
spray
yeah,
our wheat, you
they just
know.
came out saying Lunchables have 76% of the daily allotment for lead.
Oh my God. Why?
Yeah, this small little Lunchables, and I was like,
Why?
"What?"
Why? And then our water, and I'm literally gonna start a whole new thing, like, too, because we have fluoride, and I don't know if they fluoridate your water, but they fluoridate our water here. That's so much bullshit because that's what they did in the Nazi concentration camps to dumb
Mm-hmm.
people down. I feel like they're just tuning it up, and they're all like, "Oh,
Yeah,
it helps with your teeth." I'm like, bullshit, because I'm like, even on a tube of toothpaste that says
Yeah.
fluoride, it says spit the
You know,
shit
it
out.
gets into your bones and you can't get rid of it because
Mhm.
kids, long time ago, they had this toothpaste that you don't have to spit it out, right? I always
Right,
taught my children to spit out your toothpaste. What you don't swallow it, spit it out,
right, right.
and always
And you're
take a
supposed to
cup of water.
drink water, though. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Take a cup of water and go like this and spit out your toothpaste. Don't eat it. And they
right.
said, "Well, children like edible toothpaste because it tastes good." I said, "Yeah, don't eat that shit. Just spit it out." I always tell them,
Yeah, that's
And
my next big thing. I mean, we got to start going on because it's toxic. This is the culling. This is how they're trying to
yeah,
eliminate us
yeah,
through all these chemicals, people,
yeah,
chemicals.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
not pharma. It has to be farms, not pharma.
yeah,
And grow your own little things, even if it's a little pot,
yeah,
out on your balcony. Grow your
yeah,
tomatoes and your
yeah,
cucumbers or whatever it is. Do the best that you can. But I mean, like, just know that
yeah,
that's what they're trying to do.
yeah.
They're trying to kill us.
Yeah. I
you
grow
know
raspberries and blueberries outside
Mm.
of my in my
Aw.
little garden, and I always pick a whole bunch of raspberries and blueberries. And I throw it in my yogurt, and that's what we have
Mm.
for breakfast.
But
And
those leaves are the best tea.
yeah,
Raspberry leaves, strawberry
yeah,
leaves, all
yeah,
these fruit leaves make the
yeah,
best tea.
yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, like,
And
and
I'm
so,
starting to grow. And I got myself a lemon tree too now,
oh,
so
that's
I'm growing that
amazing.
outside. It's like a
That's
jungle in my house. My house is like a jungle. And
Mine is kind of like what is the Hunger Games, like, may the games be with you, or like, if you can survive my house. It's kind of like when I bring vegetables into my refrigerator, I'm like, well, good luck.
yeah.
Like, good luck,
And
everybody.
I grow roses too, and they blossom like they're this big.
Oh,
My husband
oh,
is really he's got a green thumb. I just here you go.
oh, oh, that's
I bought here you
amazing.
go, and he plants it, and my rose skip. really big, like they're just
Yeah.
humongous, and they got
Yeah.
thorns like this big on the bottom.
Whoa.
Yeah, my
Hey.
kids hate it, but yeah, I mean
One thing I'm asked about Japan is obviously the difference in diet. They're like, "How was your diet? How do you feel eating the food over there, being from
yeah,
Oh,
America,
love
and
it.
then
Yeah.
eating?" Yeah, and
yeah,
I'm like, now that and I told him, I was like, now that I think of it, looking back at it, since Japan uses less sugar
yeah,
and less preservatives, I was like,
No
yeah,
dairy.
yeah,
No
I was like,
dairy.
my family and I have been sick less often, and if we're
yeah,
sick, it's because we're extremely sick.
yeah,
Right.
I remember back then, I was like, well, even my child, I remembering that
yeah.
she'll get sick a lot for for school. Here, she's
Mm-hmm.
been sick
Right.
less often, and like I
I
said,
think it's
we're sick with
dairy.
it.
I blame
Tutto
dairy.
come? Qual è
Huge.
state?
Big time.
Um,
What's that?
yo,
Oh,
oh, you want to see something that I
what's
just got
going
the
on?
other day? I'll show you. Just a second. I'm gonna sit
I'm
down
gonna
here
have
and
to
I'll
put
show
my
you.
glasses on. Where are my glasses? Like,
Here we go. Look at me, Peach.
oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
Holy crap. That thing's huge.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God. I
They're
just bought
just.
a peach the other day in honor of my mom. My mom would always eat peaches with post toasties,
Mm-hmm,
cornflakes with sugar. Oh my God. So just in honor of her, she's passed away. I'm like,
mm-hmm,
I bought a peach like a couple weeks ago and I never got around to eating it, but I bought one again. So I would love to, like, that would be amazing. Like
yeah.
fruit. That'd be amazing. See, and that's the thing that moms need to do. Just blend that up. Blend that up.
Yeah,
That's what you give your baby. And it's so
yeah,
much cheaper. Just like blend up the
yeah.
food that you're eating, get that to your
Mm-hmm.
baby, not this stuff out of the jar.
No,
All this
no.
kind of
Yeah, yeah.
trying to kill. And maybe not in Japan because you have different companies and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, here in America, this country is so freaking toxic. I can't
Yeah.
even tell you, like, it's hard to watch the TV because, like, if you go to Europe, like, if you here, it's like pharmaceutical, pharmaceutical, pharmaceutical. All of
Yeah.
the shows are like kill, kill, murder, murder. Isn't this fun? Hate, hate, la 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 la. And you, like, I was in Norway. I was in a reality show in Norway and stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, like the harshest thing is like Friends or the Kardashians or something like that. They're so bucolic. Like, that's why, like, they're the happiest place on the planet because it's kind of like they live in a different world and timeline than the United States. We have all this murder and everything like that. People are like blaming guns and everything. No, it's not about the equipment. It's about the
Mm-mm.
souls. It's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the souls.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you have to clean up.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
the food, the thoughtology, people being, I think in Japan, like, such a culture, like, they incorporate other people, they would reach out and stuff like that. Nobody would be left alone like that. Where here in America, like, you're the scourge and la la la, and like half the music, then you get into that whole spell casting with the music of yes, kill, it's all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The United States is so toxic. On one side, it's hard to be here, and for me, my whole voice is trying to be about kindness, green, community, because it's our thought forms that create. It's our thought forms, and we need to I keep going back to it. We have to keep with that. This is how we are as divine creators. Otherwise, they're gonna win, and we can't do that.
No,
We can't become AI.
I think we have to come down to who we are first, and it's not the me thing, it's the we thing, and
Mhm.
we as people have to be together. We as people have to learn how to help each other. We as people have to be more kind. We as people have to be not for us, but we, all of us together, because
You know what, honey? When you said that, you know what Spirit showed me when you spoke? Because you said the me thing. Okay, so when you said me and then you said we, do you see how you're flipping a trident up? Like,
yeah,
from negative to positive. You
yeah,
said from me to we. Like, that was such a beautiful statement that
yeah,
you said. Like, thank you for so much for that. From me to we. I love that. Like you
Yeah.
could even flip the E if you do the E like this and then do the me
Yeah, it
because the
goes
E
this
is
way.
still
Yeah.
the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's
Yeah.
such a powerful thing. That
Yeah.
was so much. Wow, that was amazing.
There's a reason why aliens are sitting back and watching us and not helping us at this point.
Well,
I tell people, like,
well, first of all, they can't be in our frequency. I mean, like a lot of the like the scrub, I call them the scrub, like the grays and all that. Ugh. And the ones that took my DNA, my husband's DNA, they have to be in a frequency kind of like a scuba diver needs, their scuba tanks and all that. So those have to have a certain frequency because it's all about divine frequency, people. So it's kind of be like, so when they would be in the room, it's like, like you can feel the different energy shift. It's very harsh. It's very different. Boobity boo boo.
Yeah.
So gray aliens are not going to come here and
No.
start to be garbage truck
Nope.
drivers like that TV show V or anything like hello people, that shit ain't happening. The aliens have been here, they've been here before, humans have been here, they're in charge of like religions, they're in charge of the politics, they eat us, they feed off of us, all that crap. What you're hoping for is the divine ones who can't hold this frequency because they're light beings. They're light beings, and we are evolving into light beings. That is my whole goal, for us to become lighter and lighter, into light beings and stuff like that. So yeah, the only disclosure is what is going on. It's just not, and that there are aliens here and how and who they are and how they're different realms. Boopity boop.
Yeah.
Boopity boop boop. That's the thing. And most people can't. But I think like Netflix and everything is helping to like roll that out, so more and more people are like kind of getting the clue. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Ever get here.
I mean, it's nasty stuff, but
Yeah,
other than that, we need to learn
you're
it.
telling the truth. It's the truth about it, right? There's no sugarcoating it. It's the truth, right? And whether you like it or not, whether you
This is
believe
what's
it or
going
not,
on. Right.
It's here, right? And you can't deny it. You can't get rid of it because it's here to stay. And
can't
there
go
you go.
around it. Can't get under it.
No.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the funny thing is, like you see, Japan is really friggin' weird because they got the old stuff right and the new stuff right, but yeah, and it's the most haunted place aside from England. There's a lot of dark stuff here.
Well, yeah, you got the different dragons, red and black dragons. The reptiles are in charge of the soul issues, which are in Italy with the Vatican. England is in power of like the financial things, all these kinds of things. Like people, this. I think everybody's kind of getting a clue. Like this is what's really going on, and then the shape shifting. Every once in a while you can see them. I have pictures. I was sitting here a couple of years ago watching. It was the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Okay, I'm downstairs watching TV. I'm just chilling, like I'm like, oh, I don't care, whatever. And there was George Bush from during the time, like an interview he had during the time of 9/11, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, and he just transformed into a reptile right there. So I slowed it down, I stopped my TV, and I took a picture of it. So it's very clean, so like YouTube can't hate me, Facebook can't hate me because it came off of my phone. But here's George Bush reptile, and it's like, oh, there you are. Oh, I don't know if you want to get into that stuff, but anyways, so yeah, that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, let's talk about the forest. Anyway,
I've heard of that before, so yeah. The only one who's.
Yeah. So I mean, like, this is what's going on, and I think the more that people wake up to it, but again and again and again, my whole thing is to be a whole holy human is to be mindful, and we need, because it's luxurious. It's kind of fun to go like, oh my God, what would it be like if we were in Mad Max? Like, oh, like
Yeah.
burp, burp, burp. That's like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's entertaining that.
Yeah.
That's the spell casting. Oh, we entertain it. And it's great fun for 5 freaking minutes. But
Mhm.
after that, I want my wine. I want my Doritos. I
Yeah.
want my life. I want
Yeah.
to relax. And if I'm in Mad Max world,
Mhm.
that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stress,
Yeah.
So, but this is the thing that we have to be aware of is
Yeah.
that's the thing that they're trying to get to because then they
Yeah.
control us and they can
Yeah.
feed off of us. And
Yeah.
that is what it's all about, feeding off of the loosh of
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
And we have to be sovereign, whole
Yeah.
holy humans. We are the divine
Yeah.
spark.
Yeah. And the thing is that the more you argue, I always say, don't argue. I always tell the
Right.
kids, don't fight, don't
Right.
get angry, because whatever you do resonates within the walls of your home, and you
Oh,
bring to your home, right? So you
wow.
can't bring
Yeah.
that. You can't bring it to your home. You can't.
Mm.
You can't argue. You can't fight. Like I tell my husband, like this. And if he's having a bad day, I tell him like this, and he understands it, and he gets it when I do
Hmm.
that, because I said, you know what, you're out when you bring whatever's outside in here. That's not always good. It's always sometimes bad. So you have to close it off, leave it outside, and keep what's
Hmm.
in here, and don't bring it in, because you bring that minus feeling, and it creates it creates ye called poltergeist in your home.
Right.
So whatever you do, whatever you are, you create yourself, right?
But that's the spirit of your home. That's the
Yeah,
temple. Your
yeah, yeah,
home is my house is a living entity. Your house,
yeah,
everywhere
yeah,
we are, is a living
yeah,
entity. And
yeah,
you're bringing in that poison. It's so
yeah,
true. You're bringing it into this little
yeah,
entity.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
you're living inside of it and it's resonating. Like we
yeah.
have electrical
And
works.
it grows, it gets bigger and
It
bigger and
can.
bigger,
It
and
can.
then you can't stop it, right? You can.
Yeah.
It takes a
Right.
hell of a lot of energy to stop it,
Right.
right? But
Right.
you know, you just have to.
Right.
I've done a lot of houses.
I can
I've
feel it.
been
Like I
like,
was just feeling it. Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
I've done a lot of houses, right? And I said, you know what?
Hmm.
Get that stuff out of your head. I usually do a
Right.
consultation before I do it, and I said,
Mhm.
you know what? What you are, what you bring, and what you bring inside you, and what you bring inside you bring where you live. I said,
Right.
and it's like I
Yeah.
got a headache, right? I get a headache,
I
like,
know.
oh,
I
like this,
know.
okay. And just interviewing that person, I said, oh
Mhm.
shit, right there.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
mean it, but it just comes out of my head. It just comes out of my mouth. They go, why? I said,
Mhm.
There is
what? I said,
there is a Japanese belief that I just recently learned not
Mhm.
too long ago. It has an actual name, sort of an I. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a Japanese belief that if you have a grudge against someone,
Mhm.
if
mm,
it is strong enough, it can make itself into its own little spirit. And it's basically a ghost of a living person going
mm,
after whoever you hate or have that grudge
Yes.
for.
100%. It's an
yeah,
egregor. It's an
yeah,
egregor. That's what
Yeah,
that is.
they said it's possible to see a ghost of
Oh,
a living
yeah.
person because someone said that. They're like, I thought I saw my neighbor, but that's weird because it was a spirit, but my
Right.
neighbor is still alive. So how is
It's
that possible? And
energy.
they're like,
yeah,
they have a grudge and it's going after you. You
It's
actually saw a ghost of
yes.
a living person.
Like soot sprites. You know what I mean? Like it no, it's legitimate. That's not fake. It's not
no,
it's real. It's a
yeah,
real
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It's very real. And that's
yeah,
what people need to wake up and understand.
yeah.
To have a
And
grudge like that. It can because like even the Bible talks about it and
no,
there we call them egregors and stuff like that, but it's like you can literally the three of us could sit down and we could have a thought form and it's like a CD-ROM and
mm-hmm,
then it's an energy
yeah,
field that we're
yeah,
creating and that's
yeah,
all we are. I am only well, an energy field. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's all that any of us are.
Mhm.
Are you corporeal? Did it have to be birthed? No, because it's more
Mhm.
artificial intelligence. You're
Mhm.
creating an artificial intelligence
Mhm.
through nature. And artificial intelligence has been around since the beginning of
Oh
God,
yeah.
since the
Oh yeah.
beginning of everything. And that's what people need to understand. So that is very true. That actually happened. And you can, as you are creator,
Mhm.
because we are portals,
Mhm.
we can create these artificial intelligences. We can
Mhm.
create, the three of us could sit down and create a demon, and it's
Mhm. Yeah.
horrible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
that is why I'm telling everybody we have to be mindful. This is the time in space, in
Mhm.
on this planet, that we have to be very mindful of what we're creating and manifesting. And it's nice to pretend like, oh, Mad Max scenario, because you're going to be a badass on some
Mhm.
Jeep. But relax a second and just realize you'd
Mhm.
rather have a steak on the Barbie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I hate those questions where it's like, "How would you survive a horror movie?" I'm like, "I probably wouldn't, to be honest. I don't have the survival skills necessary for some of them."
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I know I'd kick ass, but I mean, like, that's just me. I
Yeah.
mean, like, but I
Yeah.
know who and how I am because I've had to deal with these things on various
Yeah.
different platforms, on different planets, and all these kinds
Mhm.
of things. So I know who and how I am. I'm gonna survive, but I don't
Yeah.
like it because I love other people and I
Yeah.
want my neighbors. I love my freaking neighbors. I love their
Mhm.
children. Don't make me start to cry. But I'm like, this is a real thing. I don't want to see harm come to any of these people.
No.
I don't want to
No.
see harm come to all of all of us. But this
Yeah.
is the thing that they're trying to do. And this is
Mhm.
why I'm like, no, 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 because I'm a mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
not on my watch. Not
Yeah,
on my
I'm
watch.
a protective mom, and you don't
Yeah,
come after me. You don't come after my kids, because if you did, I'm going to come after you.
exactly. That's why we're here. That's why we're all talking, because we're the protective
Yeah,
moms. Like, not on
yeah.
our watch,
No.
bitches.
No, 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 no.
Nope, nope,
No.
no, 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 no. We're
Yeah,
here to shout
yeah,
it out, to help
yeah,
people wake up and understand. And
yeah.
I'm going to say, even like some of these soft shows, like it's a ghost encounter, a ghost adventure, you can watch it. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people like, oh, it's only light and love and fluffy, fluffy, pink, pink, pink. No, no, no. You have to always watch the whole yin yang, the black, white. Be
Mm-hmm.
aware. So I will watch for, like, because I'll watch Netflix and some people, oh, that's horrible. I'm like, well, how am I going to learn? Because it's a lot of exposure. They expose a lot of what's going on, the other realms like Hollywood and do. So I'm
Yeah.
watching for scientific purposes, but for the normal person, I'm like, watch, but set up protection.
Mm-hmm.
Set up your white light protection, like.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shows I'm like, oh God, you don't want these things entering your house. So
Nope.
you really have to understand who and how
Yeah.
you are, your level, because I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
tell you, I am not of the highest like, I don't know. And so when
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's over my head and like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, there might be some things coming into my house through this television,
Mm-hmm.
I got to change the channel,
Yeah.
because like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, and I admit that I don't know. So we all got
Yeah.
to admit that we don't know when we don't
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah.
We just have to be honest with ourselves. This is a time of honesty. Again, going back to like an hour ago when we were talking. This is the hour of truth and honesty of who and how we are, and
Yeah.
that's where we have to go through. So if it's above my head,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Like,
Okay, I'll
I
do
don't
my protection,
post a
but
lot of Japanese haunted places, because you don't want that coming in your home, right?
right, or on
And they're
you,
not cleansed.
right, right,
And the ones that are, like, they're all over YouTube, okay, and they're not cleansed.
right.
And I was watching this funny haunted thing on my. I was watching this on my phone. I said, "Yeah, yeah, this is really cool, right?" I was watching it. And I thought it was really cool, and my son said, "Are you watching a haunted video?" I go, "No." He goes. I go, "Why?" He goes, "I just saw this kid come in, look me right in the face, go ha ha ha." And I go, you better turn that video off. I said, okay.
Wow.
And he
See?
freaked out. You freaked out. You freaked out. You freaked out. You freaked out. And I said, oh, shit.
But see, people
He
who
didn't
are
say,
unaware it's coming into their house.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
like you don't have to be on the Ouija board. It's
No,
flipping coming into your house because you're
yeah,
allowing it. It's like the Manchurian candidate. Like people don't even know their subconscious la 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 la, and they're allowing things.
yeah,
But I can feel it coming in, but a
yeah.
lot of people can't. So
No,
so my whole thing is like if you can, but you think like, oh, there's a possibility, then just choose wisely. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Oh my god.
And I thought it was a cool, thought it was a cool video. Like I was watching, I was like, yeah, okay, okay, there is. I can see that. And my sister, stop watching
Right.
that video. I go, okay, quick, you know.
But aren't our children and your children, your son is the same age as my son's. That group, that timeline of people, they're amazing. And I've
Yeah,
learned so much from my
yeah,
sons. Like they are the wisest, like they are
yeah,
ancient souls. Like
yeah,
I stand like the minute they came out of my body, I looked at them and went, oh, I'm not worthy. Like, oh shit, you're so much older than me.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
legit. When they came out, I'm
yeah.
like, you're like, I'm 12 and you're like 80. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even know. Like, I'm here to learn from you people. And
yeah,
I love their generation.
yeah.
I've learned so much from their generation. I'm sorry. I hate to say I'm a boomer and I do not like the boomer generation. I'm
No,
sorry. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to
I'm also
claim it.
boomer too. Yep,
Yeah. I'm
I'm
sorry.
only 1 year younger than you. And yep,
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, my children,
hmm,
damn, I
yeah,
have learned so much from the 30
yeah,
year olds right now.
yeah, yeah.
Holy, I mean, wow. I mean, just the ones that I know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure
Well,
there's a lot of
people
a-holes out there, but I'm like, this generation, that generation, those people,
Hmm,
amazing.
yeah,
I don't know.
it's funny to me how many people assume if they watch a video or there's a ghost in another country, it can't come like, "Oh, it's in Japan, it can't come over here." And I was like, "That's funny because I'm here in Japan and I've had spirits from America visit me, so it doesn't matter where you are. If
yeah,
Right.
they want to go, they'll go."
Right.
It's not
Right.
yeah.
like they
They
have
can go
travel rules.
wherever they want to.
Oh my
Yeah, and I'm
God.
like, it's not like they have travel rules. It's not like they had to book a plane ticket to go over to your country. No, they can just appear there, okay?
It's all
Hmm,
It
frequency.
doesn't
It's all frequency. And like, hello, people, like there's always disclosure and stuff like that. Like, hello, Dune. Oh my
yeah,
god. Okay, hello. Folding time and space. That's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
Like I wrote in my book, I'm like, nobody sits in a dumbass tin can. Like, this is entertainment for a lot of people. Now,
yeah,
understandably, there are dirigibles, and I'm just gonna tell you this. Dirigibles, there's a quantum entangled
mm,
other replica of Earth where Tartaria or whatever, however you say that,
yeah,
Tartaria, blah, blah, blah. They took that off world here, put it over there, blah, blah, blah. So those people come and they watch us from
yeah,
dirigibles. And if like it's in
yeah.
the news, like we have dirigibles, those are people visiting, doobie doobie doo boo 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 boo. So we got all these things going on,
Hmm.
but yeah, we're totally being visited. So anyway.
It's I think we're. I hate to say this because it's gonna sound bad, but I think we're the most insensitive bunch of people in the whole wide world because we don't know nothing, right?
Mm.
And we have to learn. Okay, we have to educate ourselves. We have to learn because if we don't learn, we'll never understand, right?
Right, but it's not people's fault. It's not
No,
people's
no, no.
fault. It's the social
It's
structure.
just like it makes me laugh because it's so stupid. It makes me laugh. It,
Hmm.
it's just the way that we are. I don't
Yeah.
know. You tell
Well,
me.
like for me, when because the aliens are showing up in my crib and stuff like that. So then they brought me to like I was brought up in the Lutheran church, and I'm
Mm,
like, okay, Immaculate Conception. I'm like, Do you people not understand? Like, this is an alien.
Yeah.
All this shit in the Bible is an alien construct. Like, this is, Ezekiel, alien, all this alien, alien,
Yeah.
alien, alien, alien. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people? Like, you're all gaslit. I was just very angry. Also as a child, I'm like, I would go up to adults, I'm like at the cookie happy hour, and I'm like, so like I was like Sherlock Holmes. Okay, the Trinity, like I didn't say the Trinity because I'm like 5. I'm like, so do you believe in ghosts? And I'm like, no, like why would I believe in ghosts? I'm like, you're full of crap because like the minister just said, or pastor, there's the Holy Ghost. So you don't believe in ghosts. How do you believe in a Holy Ghost? Oh my God. I mean, I've been like,
they try and say it's something different, and I'm like,
Oh,
no.
Yeah. I mean, it's just exhausting. So my whole existence from the beginning is this entire planet is gaslit. I'm sorry. That's where I come from. Everybody, I'm like, if you just looked at the facts, they are right there. They are presented. But all these other voices just shut us all down and stuff like that. And so then we are dumbed down, and then we have the fluoride, and our pineal glands are dumbed down, and we can't connect to Gaia. We can't connect to the divine source.
The theory is what someone said is the reason why Christianity has pretty much put the fear into anyone talking to any spirits, and why they try to make everyone avoid it is they say, obviously, the other side, they know more than us. So they don't want you to get any other knowledge from anywhere else. Because you might learn something they don't want you to know.
Keep people stupid, right?
Yeah. Right. And that's what I was saying earlier. When we were talking. I'm like, the satanic ones or whatever, negative, blah, blah, blah. They got it going on. They're using their powers, but they also control religion. They are also controlling Christianity. And so that is the thing that is saying, but if you use these powers, they're satanic. If you're talking to some other soul, that's satanic. It's satanic. It's satanic because the things that I used to do, the things that who and how I was organically, it's satanic. I'm like, bullshit. I know who and how I am. I know I'm a child of the divinity, and I know I've been brought up. I know I see angels, whatever. I've been brought up to heaven. I know who and how I am. Don't you dare tell me that I'm negative in any of these kinds of things, because that is the gaslighting towards Christianity. And my whole thing is, whatever you want to say, if you believe in Jesus or not, I believe in the Christed energy. There's a Christed energy, a divine white light. I go to the divine source. I call myself in my book. I think a lot of people don't understand. They read and they need to reread because I'm like, I call myself a sorceress. But it's SOURCE, source energy, the divine God spark. The Christed energy comes through that. The Christed story can come through that. All of these things. Religion has bastardized a lot of the things in that, to control us, to use us, because that's when the reptiles kind of took over. Blah 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 blah. Now I'm sorry.
I think they're using that as fear because they can't see what we can see. And they're afraid of it, right?
Well, they're afraid of us because we are the divine. We are the portal. We are the portal into this planet. Women are the portal into this planet. We are the divine spark. This is an amazing opportunity to be here. We're 3D dense. It's very difficult, very, very difficult That's the strife, but it's juicy, man. It's like a
Yeah.
deep red wine. Like it's crunchy. It's like a
Yeah.
good steak. It's like
Yeah.
a really chewy bread. It's like good butter, divine
Yeah.
salt or
Yeah.
coffee. It's just where all the jam is to be on
Yeah.
this planet and doing our thing. It's
Yeah.
all the goodness. It's all the grass. It's all the
Yeah.
yumminess. They don't want us to have that. You know what I mean? They want to
Yeah.
control us and siphon off of it because that's how they live through loosh, through
Mm-hmm.
adrenochrome, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're fear based and they can't create. We are
Yeah.
the creators. So again,
Yeah.
I don't mean to pontificate, but I'm gonna pontificate. Be mindful.
Yeah.
Choose like when you feel like, oh my God, I just want to live in the Mad Max world. Stop that for a minute and go, no,
No.
that's
No.
entertaining, but I'm
No.
choosing the green goddess. I'm
Yeah.
I'm choosing a beautiful divine white light
Yeah.
for my children in the future of this planet.
And I think I know Amanda can't, and I can't. We cannot. We're out in public with this with our podcast, right? But like going outside and say, okay, I can see ghosts, I can see spirits, I can talk to spirits. They're gonna look at you, go, you what? Like you what? Like so
Right.
it's really hard in this country to say, yeah, I can see this, I can see that, yeah, I can talk to them, I can have a full blown conversation. They go, like, you're weird, right? Yeah. We just I just don't want to go, like they said, well, you're kind of loony. I'm gonna take you need to go to a mental hospital because you're,
Right.
yeah. And no, I said no, no, no. That's why I refuse to tell anybody what I do. I
Right.
just I just don't. And I won't.
Right.
I won't come. I'll come out here and talk about it.
Right.
But as far as opening up my front door and say, hey, I can see.
That's what we tell people. If you don't believe in gifts, just move on from this podcast because you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right. But see,
Yeah.
and that's what I was saying earlier is like that's how I was hiding. I like I say I'm coming out of the cosmic closet. I was hiding it because to be in suburbia, like you can't. The minute you open your mouth and you say this, all your credibility goes away. And for me as a
Yeah.
business person or
Yeah.
something, like people are like, "Oh, she's freaking loony," and they don't want to do
Yeah.
business with
Yeah.
you. So I'm
Exactly.
like, I literally never said crapola, but in 2019 I had a food truck. I was a US Bank Stadium culinary partner. I'm with Red Bull, I'm with the NFL, I'm doing all these things like boop boop
Yeah.
boop, like Mall of America, all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And I
Yeah.
said, no, I have to be on my divine path. And I
Yeah.
sold it and I
Yeah.
stepped onto this path. Now I make no money. I'm
Mm.
broke as a joke, but I'm
Yeah.
doing my, I'm a pilgrim on a
Yeah.
pilgrimage, but I'm trying to send my voice out because as a mother, not a grandmother, but I'm like, this is for humanity because
Yeah.
I could not leave this planet without
Yeah.
saying the things
Yeah.
that I know, because that would be a sin. That would be a mortal sin to my
Yeah.
soul to leave this planet and not
Mhm.
tell other people and share with other people the things that I know and I've experienced, because I only talk about the things that I've experienced and
Mhm.
not making a like whatever so and so, like so many people and other people steal my words, steal my
Mhm.
experiences and all this kind of crap. And I'm like, go ahead, that's karma on you. I'm
Yeah.
focused on who and how I am, and I know that's why I love you guys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's why we're all converging because, and this is the thing, like there's
Yeah.
so much falsehood, and this is why we're getting together as a community. And thank
Yeah.
you again. And for the people that are watching, we
Mhm.
need to spread this. We need to
Yeah.
spread this because we
And
can't
don't be
have that
afraid.
dystopia.
Don't be afraid. Like
Yeah,
this thing. Well, my third eye's not open. I'm afraid. Don't be afraid because there's nothing scary that's going to happen. And I
right.
always say, there's nothing scary. It's going to make you more aware. It's going to
Hmm.
help you to control yourself a lot better.
Right,
Don't be afraid of it because it can't hurt you if it can't touch you. The only thing I'm going to say is like, if you don't give it permission, it's not going to come after you, right? They
right,
can't move without permission. And that's the thing is you don't give them permission. You create your boundaries. You'll be good.
right. Well, see,
Yeah.
There
and
you
that's
go.
why.
So
Go ahead.
I'm still trying to learn that because Irene knows with me, I grew up as a Baptist minister's daughter. So with them,
Mm,
obviously the belief is everything's a demon. Even when it comes to you, says I'm a good person or it looks like a
right,
relative. They're trying to fool you.
right,
So unfortunately, if you also had a gift, they believe that you either were doing witchcraft or you were doing something
Oh
to
yeah.
either be
Oh yeah.
possessed or have a demon attachment. And me as a kid,
Yeah.
who my parents were strict, and the only thing I knew about witchcraft at the time was Hocus Pocus movies.
Yeah.
I was
right.
just like, I'm not doing that. I swear, I don't even know anything to be doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
They
can't
would
do
say that Jesus was satanic, the Baptists.
Yeah.
I mean, like, seriously, if there was a dude and it was literally Jesus, they would be like, oh, he's with the devil. And it's like, oh my
Yeah. Oh
God, what's
gosh.
wrong with you people?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Right?
gosh.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
now looking
seriously.
back at it,
Yeah.
I'm so angry at that just because
Yeah.
Right.
it made me more afraid of my gift because I grew up being told you're supposed to be afraid of it. So now I'm
Right.
like, man, I wish I could go back and help younger me because
Yeah.
I was scared of everything and I don't even know if everything was scary or if I was scared because I was told to be scared.
Mm. But you
Because
just
you're.
did go back to your younger self in this moment. I just saw that because you just went back to your
Yeah.
younger self and had a conversation to say, hang on, honey, and it's
It's.
okay.
You know.
You know what I mean? Because timelines, yeah,
it-
because that's how you are now. You went back and you talked to yourself like it's okay. You know what I mean? I know
yeah.
that's a lot of weirdness, but
But it's funny. It's funny, because most of my cases are mostly in America, right? And I had this one lady who made me laugh. She goes, "I got a demon in my house." I said, "Oh yeah, uh-huh.
what are
Let
you
me."
married?
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't mean to say that,
yeah.
but
I kind of I chuckled, right? And I said,
yeah.
"Okay, take me to your house. Walk through your house." He goes,
Mhm.
"Yeah, no demons here." And he goes, "What? You sure?" I go, "Yeah. You only have you only have 30 or 40 spirits in your house. You don't have any demons." He goes, "Oh, okay." Like,
It's because Christians are being taught that everything's
I laugh, I chuckle because I thought it was so funny. Like I had a stomach ache because it made me laugh so hard.
Oh my
But
gosh.
and she's from Alabama, right?
Oh wow. Wow. 40 spirits?
It was so hilarious. Like, and everyone says, "I got a demon in my house." Oh, okay, yeah, 1% is like really rare. Like 1%, you'll find a proper demon in your house. But other than
Well,
that, there's
sometimes
just
it's you know what I mean? Like, it's
mm,
you. Like,
yeah.
it's your negativity. Hello. You know what I
It was
mean?
so
Oops.
hilarious. It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I, I don't laugh in front of the client, but
Well, yeah.
afterwards I go, "You do this," and my husband said, "What's so funny?" I said, "Because somebody said I got a demon in my house."
Yeah.
you Gosh darn, like where do you get this idea from, right?
That would be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. Like, yeah, 1% there will be a negative, like really bad spirit. Yeah, you'll find that 1%, right? But it's like
If
this
you
bunch,
had a
right?
demon in your house, you wouldn't be in your house.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be
That's what
long
a lot of
gone.
people were saying. Because some demonologist was telling me, they're like, I'm asked all the time, how do I know it's just a spirit or how do I know it's demon? And they're just like, trust me, if it was a demon, you wouldn't be questioning it.
Right. It's like, yeah, exactly. It just
Yeah,
is what it is. Like, yeah,
yeah,
it's hilarious.
it is so
Anyway.
funny.
Uh,
I don't know. I think
Well,
it's
anyway, ladies, I
hilarious.
don't know. It's like, is this a wrap? I mean, I don't know how long we've been talking. I don't want to talk your heads off because we should talk, but I'm like, I would like to come back again
Oh,
Hmm.
and
we'd
talk
love to have
more.
you back.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. Like you guys, like I could sit here like we're having coffee together. I
yeah,
literally super
oh
love
yeah.
this. And I don't know your audience, but I'm assuming I would super love your audience and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, you guys are like friends. Thank you so
We're
much.
we're
I just
we're we're
appreciate it.
we're kind of like we're from a different kind of breed. Like we're just
I think
like
that's why her and I connect too, not
yeah,
only because we're the only people in Japan, living in Japan, that are
yeah,
like out and open about the paranormal and talking with the other people.
yeah,
'Cause
Right.
that's also one thing we say is, trust me, we have searched social
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
media for other people in
Oh,
Japan into the
Really?
paranormal. We can't
Hmm.
find any recent
no.
podcasts still going. So we're like,
No.
Hmm.
cool, I guess it's just us because we would love to connect to other people,
Yeah.
but we
I
just
That's
think
can't.
cool.
There are,
that's why we do this, because we're saying, hey, we're here. If you feel that you don't know, we could help you with this, right? We
yeah.
understand you. We're not the only ones. Like, we're there for you.
You got a wellspring. You have a wellspring. I
Yeah,
think
there's
I
only
think
a
your
hand
voice people are going to start to come out. You guys are the bringers of the light.
Yeah.
there's only a handful of people maybe in Japan who are into the paranormal or not even to the paranormal. Someone
Mhm.
might not be into paranormal, but they're out telling the urban legends of Japan. But
Yeah.
Same difference.
they're still not talking to other people
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
her and I will both message them and they won't respond to us.
Yeah.
And then we're
Yeah.
Which is
just like,
so much baloney because Japan, come from where I come from, I look at the island of Japan as a spirit in and unto itself. And it's
Yeah.
so sacred. And
Yeah.
all the plants and all the temples, I mean,
Mhm.
just so many layers and layers and layers and layers
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
sacredness. And I'm sorry, but in Japan, I always had the understanding and belief that in Japan, they thought that everything was alive. Very exactly. Just so you know, that the Native American language
Mhm.
is very similar to the
Mhm.
Japanese language in how
Mhm.
they speak it, not how they write it, but in how they
Mhm.
speak it, and also in that a belief system of that everything is alive.
Yeah.
The rivers are
Yeah.
alive, all these things are alive. So how can you sit there? How can these indigenous people to that island sit there and be, well, I'm stoic.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing. Because I'm sorry, but their grandparents believed that the rocks were real, that the trees
Mhm.
could talk, because I've talked to trees. Trees taught me how they talk. And I
Yeah.
can't even imagine if I went to Japan, I imagine that the all the greenery would be talking to me, the fish,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it would be so flippin' magical. And this
Yeah.
is why all the anime and all that kind of stuff, like there's a whole world there that's going on in Japan
Yeah.
that talks about the spirituality and the divinity
Oh,
and the sparks
and
and all that kind of stuff.
mostly,
Come on.
most of it's paranormal. You know that a lot of children anime, a lot of it's paranormal. You don't, they don't see it, but I know, and a lot of other people see it. They know.
Paranormal, spiritual,
Yeah.
supernatural, all the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing. It's all the same word.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all vibrational.
Yeah.
It's scientific, people. It's
Yeah.
science. It's the observer effect. It's
Mhm.
quantum physics.
Yeah.
Science is saying the things that we believe in.
Yeah.
They're coming to that conclusion. But
Yeah.
the Japanese community and the whole realm has, to me,
Mhm.
known it. They
Mhm.
knew it. They were a
Yeah.
part. It was in their soul. It was
Yeah.
how that's how a samurai moves. If you don't think he's moving through energy and energy
No.
systems, like
Yeah.
as if he's like on mushrooms or LSD, that's where that man goes. He's in nature. He is
Yeah.
in the flow of things. You can't tell me. Oh my God, how can you not be spiritual and live on that island?
Yeah.
I mean, the fish. I mean, just everything.
Yeah.
Everything is alive. They all know it. Like
Yeah.
I think
they
it's
just
because,
they need permission. They need permission. You
Yeah.
just
yeah,
need permission to talk. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. What someone was saying with Japan and what they believe in with the ghosts and stuff, they say Japan is more superstitious than they are religious, which makes
Mhm.
sense. That's also why I think that's also why they don't mess with the paranormal. Is
No.
there a lot of shrines are made to appease angry spirits because they don't know
Sure.
what to do. If there is an
Yeah.
Right.
angry spirit, they're like, I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. We're just going to build this shrine and hope he's happy
Right.
and leaves
Yeah.
us alone.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then
That's
that's
also why they
education.
don't destroy
Yeah.
them. Is they're afraid if I destroy this shrine, even though it is now in prime real estate, we can't, or that spirit's gonna come back and get us.
Yeah.
Right. But then I mean, I just have to say that maybe the realms of like the the holy realm, like not the holy realms, but like the Shintos, like, and all these kinds of things, and the samurais, they knew the spirituality and they flowed with it. I mean, that's how they were able to be successful, because they worked with it like a magician. They did that, and that
Yeah.
the kingdom knew about these things, but they probably kept it from the peasants, because it is, and this is what's going on around the world, because
Yeah.
if the peasants knew that they had power, they would rise up. And so that's why that is being kept. So that's why the peasants go, oh, here's a temple. Oh, I pray, I do the incense, I give some flowers, I give some fruit and some rice and blah 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 blah. But they're like, oh, only to appease. They're not thinking to work with, integrate, and this is how we flow. I mean, just think about their luxurious gowns, and everything flows. The hair, everything flows. And so it is somebody of power and control trying to keep those divine wisdoms away from the public. And
Yeah.
that is what needs to be connected. And
Yeah.
then hopefully you guys can do all that. I mean, it's there. It's there. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's what those people were doing. I mean,
Yeah.
even to make a samurai sword, that's magic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, man,
Yeah.
that is magic. Wicked
Yeah.
magic. Woo!
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's all there. They have it. And can
Yeah.
you imagine what a power would be if that was unleashed? I
Oh
mean,
god,
I pray for that. That'd be
the energy of
amazing.
them alone is strong. That's also what I tell people. It's fun with the so back in America, I've seen shadow figures, but usually in America, when you see a shadow figure, it's one of those things where you're like, "Did I see that?" Because it moves quick, or it might be
Mhm.
in and out.
Mhm.
But
Well,
here in
mine sat
Japan,
there for a couple hours, and my son saw it too. So I'm like, that's a whole nother
that's
story.
what
We could get
happens
into
here. Is
later.
they will stand and they will stare at you.
Yeah.
Right. That's how
And
I
it's
got
not,
it.
and people are
Yeah.
like, "Well, how come you don't take a picture of it?" I'm like, "Because it tells me it doesn't want me to." And I'm like, "All right, whatever you want. You don't want me to take a picture of you. You just want to
Nope.
stand and watch me.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not here to
Yeah.
make you mad."
Yeah. That's the
Well,
thing that people say. You got to take a picture of it. It's
No.
yeah.
I'm like, it does not want me to, because I've had a couple visit my apartment. Only it was in and out. It just wanted me to see it. My dog barked at it too, so I know she saw it.
Right.
But it's one of those things where it was in and out. It was basically a warning of don't even think about crossing my boundary, because I can enter
Hmm.
your home anytime. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm good.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't want me to take your picture, I won't take your picture. If
Yeah.
I'm outside and you want to stand there and stare at me, fine. I will
Right.
leave you alone.
But
Yeah.
see, that is all the different layers and levels. Because, like, seriously, if you took a dose of LSD, mushrooms, or something, you would see a different realm. And that's why I'm like, we are earthworms.
Mhm.
We don't understand all of the realms, all of the worlds that live on top of us. An earthworm
Mhm.
below me does not understand Doritos, like I say before, or going to work, or
Mhm.
any of these kinds of things. And we are just, we're above the ground, but we are just
Yeah.
as benighted, because that's what nature teaches us, because
Yeah.
everything's secular and
Yeah.
round. Like, there are more levels, more levels. And so we don't understand. And
Yeah.
so then I know that at one time, one of my past lives, and I wrote about this in my book, past life, thought that I was an angel. I went through a past life regression with a man who wrote a bunch of books, blah, blah, blah. And he led me to go to this past life. It's a long story. But anyway, so then I was realizing that this dude thought I was an angel. So
Yeah.
I always say, we don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm the biggest dumbass cow in the field. And here comes, like, seriously, I don't know. Because, like, here comes a farmer and a dog. I don't know. I'm a cow.
Yeah.
What are they? They look like aliens to me. This freaking
Yeah.
dog, like, that's scary. It's
Yeah.
doing a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. And this beige looking person, like, I don't even
Yeah.
know, doesn't have fur on it.
Yeah.
Like we all judge other things, and we
Yeah.
don't understand. So that's why your guy, your shadow person,
Mhm.
could be like the best person in the whole wide world. Like, we don't know. I'm like, we judge everything. Like, you can feel it if it's bad and it's gonna harm
Yeah.
you and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like, otherwise, I'm like, I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a big scaredy cat. I admit it. I say it over and over. But I'm like, I'm a cow in the field, and I know that I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken shit, and I'm scared of a lot of stuff. I'm like, I've seen a lot, and I'm still scared. So I mean, I'm just like, we can't judge these things.
No.
So it's like,
Yeah.
you see a shadow person, it might be okay. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. I just stopped judging a lot of stuff unless it's being harmful and it's got bad eyes, like whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
There
Anyway.
is also a theory that I heard from, and this that sometimes like our timelines overlap. It
Yes.
goes like sometimes when people in Gettysburg will somehow
Yes.
magically end up pretty much teleported to when
Yes.
the Civil War is happening, and they're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I saw the battle, and I
Yes.
can't tell if people saw me or not, or if they thought
Right.
I was real. But there's one soldier, I swear, was staring straight at me,
Right.
and
Right.
then it just kind of disappeared. So I'm like, well, maybe maybe our timeline kind of overlaps. They did, and that he did see you, and he was just because you're obviously not dressed back then. He's probably like, "What am I looking at?"
Exactly.
And
And that's why, like, that one movie with who Kurt so and so, the country western guy, he married God, the redhead. Oh my God, well, she was in
oh,
Moulin Rouge. Yeah, Nicole Kidman, and she was like, oh my God, they keep opening the doors and doing the
the
shades.
others,
The others, because
yeah,
like she thought they were ghosts and she was a ghost or whatever. But see, that's the whole thing too. But let me tell you, because I just was working. I almost don't want to bring it up. Like somebody from who had some Montauk experiences came in and intruded into my personal space one night, but he was flipping out because he was flipping through timelines, and I understand this kind of stuff, but it's like literally because time is fluid. Time is like pages of a book, and you need to like just settle on one timeline, and we are in the timeline of now. And so that is what happens when you get into these energetic fields, is that timeline of the Civil War or World War II or whatever can flip. So that's a difference than an energetic ghost that's there. They're stuck in their timeline with their energy system. We can, it's kind of cool, people. You don't want to do it though. Flipping through different timelines, because you can get lost and your soul can get separated and fractionated and stuff like that. I'm sure Irene, you understand all that. But so you have to be very mindful of those things. But that can happen, is that people get into the wanderlust and then they're there at like some warfield, and you can slip through the pages of time. It literally can happen. And that's how you see those ghosts, because you are showing up in their timeline. It's not them being a ghost and a element in your timeline, if that makes
it
any sense.
happened to another paranormal investigator. They were telling a story how usually when a timeline slip like that, it's us going back in time.
Yes.
They said it was kind of like the opposite, where they asked who they thought was a spirit. They said, what year is it to you? And they said 2048. And to them, they thought they were the ghosts they were
Right.
talking to, because they were just like, "What do you mean? It's 20 whatever it was then." And they were just like,
Yeah.
"Like, no, you're the ghost. I'm investigating you." And they're just like,
No, you farted. It's true.
like, "What do you mean I'm the ghost? Like, I thought you were the ghost." And it's just somehow they're interacting, and they both thought they were investigating each other, and they're both alive in their timeline. So they're just like, "What?"
But this is the beauty and the richness of being here. This is the beauty and richness, because a lot of people think it's just this 3D eating Doritos. I always bring that up, and watching football, but there's so much more, and there's different timelines and all these kinds of things. You have to be a little bit, in control of it. But it's fun, it's exciting. Like if you stay in the light and all that kind of stuff, this world is so much more, so much richer, and you can go through your faith. You can go through your faith and explore this, and just understand that you are a good person. You are the divine light and stuff like that. Don't let anybody tell you that you're evil, because they are the evil ones trying to control you and shut your shit down, because you are the divine spark. And this is what we have to do, is keep shining our light and bringing a beautiful future, and not this Mad Max dystopia. That is like, and keep in kindness, people. Open doors, smile, tell them their hair looks good, the food was good, compliment, be a good person, pay it forward, blah blah blah.
And not be afraid, of something that you don't understand, because it's there for a reason, and you gotta take it within stride, and just open up your head
and protect
just
yourself.
open up your mind,
do your protection. And have fun. Have fun and play with this world. This is why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to be here and experience. We're here to be here and experience, and just don't be in fear. We keep being in fear. And I try to be like, no, go for a walk outside. Go for a walk outside in nature, and nature will bring you back to your center.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. We'll definitely have to schedule you to. And that's her husband walking through. Let's see.
I know there's a male spirit behind me.
That's her husband.
Oh, I'm looking up at the red dot. I can't. If I look down on the screen, I'll be like, la, 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 la. God, that looks creepy. Now I look like a rat boy. Anyway, thank you, ladies, and thank you, audience.
We'll have to have you again for a part 2, and we appreciate you joining us.
No, you guys were so
Thank
fun.
you for joining us.
Oh my God, I loved
your time out to talk to us.
I wish I could drink coffee, because it's like morning for you. I could pretend to drink coffee and stuff like that's next time.
This is my second cup.
You guys are kindred spirits. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And I can't even imagine how beautiful your audience is. Like, thank you guys. It's so good to talk to you. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yes, let's connect soon.
All right, see you next time. Bye for now.